my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Back to the Past podcast. Kevin Harvell, joined by
Justin Detchen
and
Brad Whiteside.
And on this episode, we are going to kind of take you back to, I don't know if this would be the inspiration, but it's definitely the inspiration for our artwork, yes. So, Back to the Future franchise. 3 films, 2 seasons of a cartoon, numerous documentaries, video games, pop culture references, wonderful soundtrack. There's going to be so much to talk about. I think every episode seems to just keep getting longer and longer.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this one's going to last. I don't want to take any bets. I don't want to place any bets.
No.
But it was going to be fun to see.
Maybe there's an almanac for that we can bring back to the beginning of this episode and then place a bet.
It only goes up to like 2,000. Yeah, 2,000. That should be good. That should be good enough.
Yeah.
Make some money on the side. But hey, it didn't always work out the greatest in the movies, so maybe we'll just skip that for a while. But Back to the Future, I think most people just know, the first thing they think of is DeLorean, the time machine. What a great...
Probably one of the most iconic cars in cinema history that I can think of off the top of my head. It's in everything from video games to pop culture references to, I mean, even roughly referenced around how like they kind of started up in the 80s and they were like the first American car company to start up since like the turn of the century. And then enter Tesla. I had to squeeze that in there.
Right.
And now Tesla's loosely based around like a lot of the same, like what they were trying to do. Mm-hmm. But obviously they've sort of succeeded.
Right, though. They've done a little bit better for themselves because I don't think really without the Back to the Future franchise, we probably wouldn't know much about the DeLorean. It would definitely not be as popular and a beloved car as it is today.
Well, I know John DeLorean loves the movie just for that because he's like, without it, my car would have been just fallen in obscurity.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just, a couple year run for that car?
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Like 84 to 87?
Yeah,
somewhere around
like
there.
that.
Or it might have been 82 to 80... Well, it's fine. It's
yeah, say, it was
look
only
it
a
up.
few
If
years.
you're listening, look it up. It's fine.
Yeah, because, I mean, the DeLorean was a heavy car. That's like stainless steel.
With a very, very crappy V6.
Underpowered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very.
Which is why when you watch it in the first movie, you're like, that car's not meant to do that.
Wait,
kind of
that
DeLorean
car
is
can't
that?
go to 88 miles per hour.
The speedometer, I believe, on DeLoreans only went to 85.
So did the Shadow that I used to have.
Dodge Shadow?
Yeah.
Wow, I had one too.
Yeah, it was my grandma's car that I inherited. And then it caught on fire a year later.
Oh.
Yes, that story.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully mine didn't. Yeah. So, Back to the Future 1. I did not see this movie in theaters back when it first came out back in 1985.
I wasn't alive.
Aha. But I have since seen it twice in a theater experience. One at an OmniMax, which was kind of cool, at the St. Louis Science Center here in St. Louis, obviously. And then once, I believe, with you, Justin.
Yep.
We got a chance to see it at one of our local theaters.
Yep.
Last year, I guess it was?
I think it was. They showed all 3 of them like a month apart each.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I got to go to all of them
Yeah. I only got the...
because I'm crazy like that.
Yeah. I would have went to as many as I could have, but could only go to one, I believe it was.
Made me sad.
Yeah. Had to go at it alone the other 2 times.
I'm used to it.
It's just the thing.
I mean, this
fine.
is kind of the first property we're talking about that I didn't really know much about growing up as a kid. didn't just fall under my radar as much. Like I knew about the car, and that's as far as it went. But beyond that, I really
didn't know.
Just didn't grow up with it, I guess. Which is strange because it's kind of exactly it's exactly my wheelhouse, right? Like it's a super cool car. It's got the time machine stuff element. It's got a lovable cast. It's set in the 80s. Like there's a lot of great movies that are set in the 80s.
And science.
Science is built in there. I mean, but yeah, the first time that I can remember knowing anything about Back to the Future is the ride at Universal Florida. When I was like a wee young little lad and could barely even remember going, that time I also saw Ghostbusters, so I think I was more excited about that. Yeah. But that being said, I was on that ride vehicle, which is, if I remember correctly, it was kind of one of those, like you sit in this ride vehicle and you're looking at a screen and it's in 3D. So things kind of like come at you and do different things. And
like everybody's sitting side to side and stuff like that. And it's kind of like shifting left and right. And
it's almost like one of those like low budget flight simulators or something. I say low budget, not in a mean way, because that ride was fun.
And it's like you're like with a group in like a newer DeLorean, but you're chasing Biff in the actual DeLorean. So you're like hopping through different time periods and yeah, no, I experienced the California version of it.
So I didn't realize there were two different versions.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Universal California one.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. I was a wee lad and we were out there to visit my uncle who lives in L.A. and, well, he was nice enough to take me and my mom to Universal Studios and out there, and this had literally just opened, and I was very obsessed with Back to the Future at the time. I think I might have been 8. And, well, we stood in line for 2 hours.
Wow.
For this ride that took about 2.5 minutes. And my uncle, his idea of sightseeing is to just drive by and point it out and say, yep, that's it right there, and then keep on going. So he was not thrilled with us and hasn't let me forget about it ever since.
Wow.
So needless to say, it didn't go over very well.
You could have probably watched the entirety of one of the
ride through
while we're waiting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
While you were waiting, and then some. Probably you can get into the second one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I was already obsessed with it by that point.
Well, yeah.
So I just got back from Disney, and one of the craziest wait times that you will typically see currently at Disney is about 180 minutes at Flight of Passage in the Pandora area. And that's after it's died down. I've seen it as high as 320, I believe, at one point. So, yeah. Just and to be fair, this is many years later when everybody is fully aware that Universal and Disney exist and everyone wants to go to those parks. That when you went is like right when it was taking off. So
that was also back when Universal had the what I remembered was a little train thing where you had like the Jaws scene and you had the King Kong and
they still have
a
version of that.
I was to say, but do they have the big animatronic robotic King Kong?
Okay. So the ride King Kong? No, I don't.
You're
think
right.
So.
That's you go through the Avalanche. I don't think anyone even remembers the movie Avalanche anymore.
No. I mean, I remember they had like Twister the ride.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Do you remember
that? Was after my time.
Yeah.
Oh, they also had a big stage production outside of Miami Vice. Yeah, that was whenever Miami Vice was relevant. Yeah.
That could probably be one of the few references of Miami Vice that'll ever probably be on this show.
Yeah, there probably won't be a whole lot of those.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm sure some other 80s thing will pop up.
Yeah, that might be pretty far down our list of things to cover on a future episode.
So I might as well say it now. Crockett's theme.
Yeah. show had a great
I'm
theme
never going to
music.
be able to say Crockett's theme on here ever again. So Crockett's theme.
There you go.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Well, that could be an episode for a different time. There with Beetlejuice.
But yeah, that was my first experience. What about you?
I really don't remember my first experience. Obviously, it had to be after it came home on VHS or on TV. Because I believe you mentioned one of your first film experiences was on the film.
First time
with you,
I
Justin.
saw any of them was part 3 when it made its broadcast TV debut. And I was, how did I not know about this? This is the greatest thing ever. And then I proceeded to probably every few weeks rent one of the 3 movies. And I just never, but I didn't own them until the box set came out in 2002. And before then, it was just on TV or renting them.
And that's interesting that you say you started with the third one, because I mean, I think like with most trilogies, as we mentioned with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the third one is usually the
Garbage.
right.
This is kind of...
It's quality.
I would venture to say one of the better trilogies out there, besides Star Wars, because that's...
Right, Star Wars is Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, this may be the first time I've watched the third one from beginning to end in its entirety and understood the movie as a whole, and actually...
Not
it's not
grown
that bad.
through it, going, oh god, really?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
No,
there was a nice ending to everything, and I mean they kind of left it open. I guess maybe if you want to look at it that way, I guess I don't know. I think it was a final wrap up, and that it should just stay as is for years to come until I'm old and gray, and then they're like, we're gonna reboot the Back to the Future, and it's like,
No,
well,
wait till
all right.
I'm gone.
Well, the good news is they actually legally can't until Bull Zemeckis and Bob Gale are dead.
yep. So we got some time.
And they're in
Hopefully.
their 60s, so hopefully we got
lots of
some time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Probably about 30 years.
Yeah.
Ish.
I just cannot imagine it being rebooted without Michael J. Fox or Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, it's
I mean, obviously, Christopher Lloyd is not a young spring chicken. He's getting up there in age. And, of course, we all know Michael J. Fox has his issues with Parkinson's.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's just it's still horrible to think about. But it was good to see them come back out for all the 2015 30th anniversary celebrations and stuff.
In fact, if you have extra time, listener, you should check out Justin Scard. I've mentioned him in some of our other podcasts that we have done in the past. Not in this specific run of podcasts, but our older, like our tech-focused ones. He lives in California, and he's more Disney-focused, but he is a pretty big nerd, and this is kind of one of the movies he really nerds out about. So he visits a lot of the filming locations they do, along with getting to see a lot of that, like you said, that 30-year celebration in 2015. They had the DeLorean parked at the Twin Pines Mall. Well, I forget what it's actually called, but...
Right, the real name of the mall.
Yeah, but, they had a lot of guest people there. The car was there. I mean, he's a little on, we'll say, the animated/quirky side. But if you can look past that, there's some... good stuff there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's the excitement of it that just shows how enthusiastic, to me, somebody is about something, and that's good. I like
just
that.
look up Justin Scard, Back to the Future, and I'm sure something will pop up. So
Probably on YouTube, obviously.
Yep, YouTube. Sorry, he's a YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah, the film it's kind of so beloved to me, and Brad, like you were saying, is one of the more, I think, overall start to finish trilogies. And when it comes to quality, yeah, it's not going to win any acting awards, super great acting performances, but the chemistry between Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, the interactions with everything,
Well, not only that,
it's so smooth.
but like, even though I know what happens in the first film, because I've seen it at least a couple of times now, each film has a way to keep you on the edge at the very end of the movie, even though you know what's going to happen. It's like, oh god, he's got to get the thing and got to click it in, and oh my god, what's going to happen next?
Then he's got to slide down, and this. It's like, oh my god.
And his little scream of when he realizes, I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, "Ah!"
But and maybe it's because it's Spielberg, right? Maybe it's because he knows what suspense is for an audience, and he likes that kind of thing.
But he was producer.
Right.
Fair enough.
Zemeckis directed.
See, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
But it's very much like a Spielberg film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, from the early 80s. I mean, that was like one of Spielberg's great runs. I mean, granted, he's just had a lot of success throughout his entire career.
I mean, he's kind of the reason Universal, the park, exists.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like as a whole, as a trilogy, they're all 3 fine films that belong in the pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also kind of amazing that it even got going. Because at the time, I mean, you got to figure it came out in 1985. Teen comedies at that time were all like very adult, raunchy, rated R.
Porky's.
Your Porky's.
Meatballs.
Meatballs.
I mean, Meatballs is 70s, but Porky's was the early 80s.
Animal House even though
Revenge
it's 70s.
of the Nerds.
Yeah, I mean, they're all very adult oriented, and they came up with this. They're like, hey, we have this idea. And everyone's like, well, that's not raunchy enough. And they're like, yep, we don't want to do raunchy.
Yeah, doesn't need to be good.
Right. But then on the other hand, it was too raunchy for Disney. Because the implied mother-son
right relationship
implications.
Yeah.
That was too raunchy for Disney. And it's like, okay, so... like, literally nobody wanted to make it.
Yeah.
And then he made Romancing the Stone, and suddenly everyone's like, oh, we want to make your next movie.
Yeah,
And he's like, well, we're going to make Back to the Future.
Right.
And they're like, ah, crap. All right.
Careful what you wish for. Yeah. I mean, a story set about a 17-year-old high school kid and some wild, wacky, crazy-haired scientist.
Mm-hmm. Which, you know, on paper, that does sound weird.
Very.
A high school kid with this crazy, eccentric old man.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it though. Like if he's kind of into like what he's tinkering around with, and like he's kind of got a neat car. It's like, oh, you know, I'll just hang around, whatever.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Marty doesn't know about the DeLorean
I was going to say,
until
yeah.
he meets him at the mall at 1:15 in the morning or whatever it was.
And he's not very scientifically inclined, should we
he's-
say.
Yeah, no.
I know.
I mean, he's not exactly doing well at his talent show with his musical future,
Which I thought it sounded great, but what do I know?
according to Huey Lewis and the rest
Oh,
of the. I mean, yeah. So
Apparently, that was actually Huey's idea.
to have him play that role or whatever.
Well, they decided to put him in it because they're like, hey, you wrote songs for it. You should be in here. So they were like, hey, you should play the talent person. And he's like, well, I think that he ought to say it. The reason why they're not accepting it is because it's just too loud. Like, it in the script, it said that they weren't going to accept it. I forgot what the reason was. But Huey's like, I think it should be because it's too loud. And a lot of people assume that it's because that happened to him at some point.
It could very well be.
It wouldn't be a surprise.
So I didn't know that he was in there. That's cool.
Yeah, he's the guy wielding the megaphone.
Yeah.
With the
Telling
glasses.
them that they're too loud. We're sorry, you're just too loud.
Next, please.
Right. I mean, it cuts him off in the middle of the song, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, he barely gets started.
Yeah. Which is funny because I think he's playing Power of Love, is what they were playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which it's just so funny how that works out.
And speaking of which, who can not listen to that song and not think of Back to the Future?
I doubt anybody.
Like, I almost never hear it on the radio anymore, but the few times I do, I'm just like,
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Where's
Yeah.
the DeLorean?
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually one of the first movie soundtracks I believe I bought. Because it's
It's a
just...
good soundtrack.
It is. It's great.
Mine was Jurassic Park, another Universal property.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. One thing that's really stuck out to me, and we had mentioned this before we started, was in the first movie, there are a lot of product placement. And I mean, not in a like bad, shameless way, but like more of like to more immerse you in the movie and like make it feel like
Well,
more
some of
real.
it's so subtle, you almost wonder if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to just run through kind of the few that I wrote down, and I'm sure I missed a few, but You've got things from Burger King, Texaco, Mountain Dew, Zales. You've also have Diet Pepsi, Miller Lite, Bud Light. You've got Life, the board game, J.C. Penney's, JVC, VHS. Let's see. I think I may have skipped over a few, but I mean, you kind of getting the idea. Like there are a ton in like that first chunk of movie, especially right as he gets to the 50s.
Right.
I mean, it kind of blew my mind.
And then you get to the 50s, and especially like the downtown area, you see like the 50s version of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the one that always jumps out to me is that Western Auto sign. Oh, and the Miller truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miller High Life.
Champagne of beers. Brad's favorite.
Which kind of funny, you know, talking about going from Hill Valley 1985 to Hill Valley 1955. The movie theater in 1985 is now a church, which is kind of consistent with what kind of goes on now, because you see a lot of startup churches in, you know, abandoned movie theaters and large spaces like that.
Or ones that still continue to operate and they just borrow it on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they just rent it out. And then you go back to 1955, and the movie theater's playing a movie with Ronald Reagan, which comes, I mean, it just, the way they just drop these little breadcrumbs for you to, if you miss this at the beginning, you're not going to understand or recognize the significance of why they bring something back up again later.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, for example, he's, you know, an actor who later becomes president. And then when Marty runs into Doc and, you know, tell me, future boy, who's president in 1985? Ronald Reagan. Oh, the actor? And then talks about the
I
movie.
guess Jerry Lewis.
Is
What
the
was
vice
vice president? Yeah.
Or no.
And Jade
secretary.
Wyman was the first lady.
Right. And it is funny how they're going on that. Talk about the video camera. That makes sense, because president should have to look good on TV.
Well, it's funny that the movie that's playing is The Atomic Kid, which it took. So these movies, they're so dense with little details that every time I watch them, I see something new. Like literally, for this, I've seen these like 100 times, and I still saw things that I didn't notice. And my favorite little thing that I picked up on this one was that it's The Atomic Kid. Well, the original ending, the climax was supposed to be in a nuclear test site. That's how they were going to power the DeLorean. But they found out it's too expensive to film, so they couldn't do that. So they're
Yeah.
like, let's keep it contained in the town. But originally, in the first scene, it was going to have Marty in class, and they were going to be learning about the disaster at the nuclear test site that he, at the end of the movie, would be in. But they had to drop all that out. And the only reference to that was that movie, The Atomic Kid. So they have that playing in the background as a reference to the ending.
That never
It just
was.
so happened that it also referenced Ronald Reagan.
Who also makes an appearance in part 2.
Sort of.
Right. In a roundabout way.
In a way.
Yeah. But I just love how, again, it just sprinkles those little breadcrumbs in there. It's something that, like you said, you can watch over and over again and still pick up something, I think, every viewing. Something you may not have seen before.
Just little, and especially, I mean, the first one's really dense with this stuff, but the second one has quite a few too, where you're supposed to be focusing on the actors and the action, whatever. But if you look behind them,
The set designs.
the set designs, there's so much crap back there that just jumps right out. But if you're not really paying attention, you miss all of it.
Right.
Well, and let's be honest, the second one is the reason everybody wanted a hoverboard or a flying car,
Or self-lacing tennis shoes.
which are a real thing right now, and I kind of want them.
Right.
They're
Kind of an expensive thing.
Yeah,
And a
300
limited production kind of thing.
no. Nike is making a full run now. They don't look like the movie ones, unfortunately, but it's $350 and it's got a battery built in and everything.
Which I think the original ones, the prototypes and stuff from the movie and stuff, they're like kind of deteriorating because of obviously 30 years
Not meant
plus
to
years time.
last.
Yeah.
Well, and they did that limited run for, was it Parkinson's?
Yeah, for like his foundation.
Yeah, which is, I think that's super awesome. I wish they would get something more along those lines or more similar to like what he was wearing. Because let's face it, high tops are kind of in right now because the 80s are kind of new and fresh again for the younger crowd. I think that something like that would do pretty well again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, going back to the interactions between Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Now, I would imagine the majority of people that are listening to this may know that Marty was not originally supposed to be played by Michael J. Fox. Actually, I think he was supposed to be by Michael J. Fox, but Michael J. Fox was so popular with the hit Family Ties television show at the time that, you know, he couldn't really...
Well, I know
didn't
they're
have
also
time.
finishing Teen Wolf.
Yeah, there was Teen Wolf and was it Doc Hollywood? I mean, there's just so many different movies that Michael J. Fox was doing in the 80s that, you know, you look back, you're like, wow, he was in so many things. And then, what was it? Something, Spin City.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other television show that it was really big in, and that's when all the Parkinson stuff really started hitting. But Eric Stoltz, I think, to me, he's kind of best known, and if I'm remembering right, he's the guy that was in the movie Mask with Cher.
Oh, yeah, it's Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of coming off that, and, you know, he's, 5'11", I think they said Eric Stoltz is.
Something like that, yeah.
And Michael J. Fox, and he's a small guy.
He's a short.
He at least looks more like a 17-year-old kid.
Oh, yeah.
But...
like, there's test footage you can find with Eric's... well, not even test footage, like deleted
actual
scenes.
Yeah.
Because they shot quite a bit of the movie with him.
They filmed the great majority of the film with him.
And it just doesn't look right.
Right. The chemistry wasn't there.
No.
And I think the producers and everybody thought, this is just a little too serious for a comedy that we're wanting to do. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if by Christopher Lloyd having all that, you know, training, that practice of playing out the scenes and stuff with Eric is why it helped make his work with Michael J. Fox the results that much better. And granted, Christopher Lloyd's great on his own. We all know from Taxi and stuff that. My God. He was already a great comic. But, I mean, their interactions is so funny, just the facial expressions when they're at the mall and, Doc sends the DeLorean out because they're getting ready to do the first test with Einstein in it, and Marty's holding the camera and he's looking through the camera, whatever. And then as Doc's getting ready to let loose, Marty takes a step to the right. Doc kind of slowly looks at him, looks down. But just that simple facial expression. He didn't have to say a word.
So that goes back to the show, don't tell.
Yes.
You don't need to say anything. Just give a look that just says, where the hell do you think you're going?
Right.
You stand right there.
Don't you trust me?
Right.
Kind of at that point, I'm not sure I would have, but
no.
But it was just...
I ought to be young and dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the funny thing that I didn't know this. I mean, this just blew my mind. Was not only was he recast, but they recast Jennifer's part. I didn't know anything about this until like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Melora Hardin was originally cast as Jennifer, who's Jan from The Office. And so she was cast, and then whenever they got rid of Eric Stoltz, the decision was made to get rid of Melora Hardin also because Melora Hardin's much taller than Michael J. Fox is. So
it worked better with Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, so they're like, we need somebody who's shorter, and they wanted Claudia Wells originally, but they thought that, if I remember correctly, I think that the height difference was a little too apparent between them. Mm-hmm. But now, I mean, they're kind of the same height.
Yeah, it's at least a little bit closer.
Yeah. But it's like I watched an interview with producer Bob Gale, who also wrote it. He said that it wasn't, because he said they've been accused over the years of being like misogynistic for, why can't the female interest be taller or whatever. He said all the women on the set thought it looked weird. Because we said that was kind of the reason they decided to recast, because they're like, it's not us saying it, it's all the women on the cast saying, I don't know about this.
Right. I mean, the movie went over budget big time.
Yeah.
But when it launched, and it was released July 7th of 1985, it made $381 million worldwide. And that was still, even though they had to do all these reshoots, still had about a $19 million budget. So they did all that on roughly 20 million. Not bad. Good ROI.
Yeah. Not too shabby.
Yeah. In regards to Claudia Wells playing Jennifer, it almost would have been fine with me if he didn't have a love interest, because she plays such a small role in the film.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, how's Marty going to have the piece of paper about save the clock tower, about the clock tower being struck by lightning, to give to Doc in 1955? And
Well, that's the other thing about this movie is if you ever study like script writing, this movie is like perfect for script writing studies, because like literally everything in the movie serves a purpose. Like there is nothing in this movie that's
Throwaway.
yeah, like, oh, you don't need that. No, it's like every little detail like factors in somehow.
Well, yeah, when Biff first shows up, he is a jerk, and you automatically know like what his character is there for.
yeah,
And you're like, man, this guy is a jerk. Like, I wish somebody would stand up to him. And then later on in the film, that kind of happens, and then everything gets flipped.
Right.
And it's kind of almost like real satisfying to see kind of the nerd, I guess,
Yeah.
kind of like win the day.
yeah,
And you see Biff out there buffing the car.
yeah. Thomas F. Wilson plays Biff, Griff, Buford, and he plays
A
every
bunch of-
canon.
yeah.
And he does such a fantastic
He
job
really does.
as the antagonist. I mean, he's goofy as hell when it comes to his nerdy, cowering kind of roles, but when he's playing the badass bully, I mean, he is like the ultimate bully. He's the prototype
Yeah.
for a bully.
Well, and I got to say, like, especially with him, I mean, really with most of them, but with him, I mean, the makeup, old Biff,
Yes.
middle-aged Biff, and then you see like teen Biff, and it's like, God, that's the guy that's under there.
Right.
I mean, the makeup I thought was fantastic.
It was fantastic, yeah. Just unreal. And what they did with Leah
Thompson.
yes.
Oh yeah.
How they start out this show, she's talking with the family, and they're, George is too focused on the TV. And
They have nothing in common.
Nothing in common. She gets off the phone. Uncle Joey's not making bail. She just drops the cake right on.
And I love that cake with the jailbird
Right,
on it.
the jail. And, she's going on and on about it, how girls don't chase boys. I
Drinking
can't believe-
straight vodka.
Drinking straight vodka, alcoholic, no future, reminiscing about how they met.
And that scene is like pure exposition, and it should be really boring, but there's something about it. It's not boring at all.
Right.
I mean, it literally sets up everything.
There's a lot of points in all three films where, like you said, like there's parts where it just has that lots of exposition, and you would be like, oh, why did they do this? But it actually works and serves a purpose, where it's like setting up things to come later, whether that be later in that film or later in another film. So
I mean, it's almost like in the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they were explaining to the government guys about the Ark and the history of it and all that. I love that scene, even though it's just a pure exposition dump. And I know some people are like, oh, it's so boring because they're just explaining all this. It's like, yeah, but all the stuff you're going to see later.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if it's like, you know how you open some movies and there's like a scroll and not Star Wars. Not like Star Wars. Let me preface that.
A long time ago in a galaxy far,
But
far
it's
away.
like, oh, there's these dark beings and they do this thing and then this is how we got to this point. This is the movie. And then, you know, it enters the movie and you'll sometimes somebody reads it to you. Sometimes you have to read it yourself. And it's like, it's trying to set up a world for you. And I guess they ran out of budget, and that's the best they could do. Mm-hmm. But in this case, you're living and breathing that instead.
They acted it all out.
Yeah,
yeah, and some of those are okay. It's you just got to really know what you're doing.
Yeah, hit and miss.
I know a lot of pretty terrible B movies that would be watching a lot of, but they do that a lot, and then a lot of like fantasy, sci-fi, otherworld type things this is why you fail because you didn't do that well.
Exactly.
But if you put it into the structure and you make it interesting and relevant, works great.
Just a pretty basic explanation of how George and Elaine got together at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance and
the fish under the sea. It was enchantment under the sea.
Right. Remember George?
Huh?
That's where we kissed, and I knew I would spend the rest of my life with him. And he's just sitting there laughing, and I forget what it is. Is it The Honeymooners on TV?
Yeah.
Which, again, you can see that again a little bit later in the film.
I saw it on a rerun. What's a rerun? Apparently in Italy, they at the time was like government-owned TV. They didn't have reruns. So when they translated it, they didn't have a word for that. So they had to put in like cassette.
Wow.
Like, I saw it on cassette. What's his cassette? I mean, it still works, but
right. Yeah.
I like rerun better.
I know that interaction with him, who, I mean, I can't remember his real name, but he ends up playing Wayne on Wonder Years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he kind of plays a bully brother in Wonder Years.
I think he was also, wasn't he the kid in Tremors?
He might have been. Is that Kevin Bacon?
I was going to say.
I mean, it was Kevin
Bacon.
No, Kevin Bacon in Tremors.
Well, yeah, Kevin Bacon was a Tremor, but he's like the obnoxious kid.
Surprise.
I can't think of what his name was.
Yeah,
he was kind of doofy.
Wow, you guys must be really rich to have two TVs. Oh, don't. He's not. Nobody has two TVs.
Apparently, Doc had two TVs.
Huh.
This is the first time I noticed it too, because he's got one like in his little family room, and then he's got one in his shop.
Oh yeah,
I never noticed that till this time. See, I'm telling you, every time you watch it, you see something else.
Yeah, and Marty just has a bad habit of being late.
Yeah,
which
he does.
introduces Principal Strickland.
Jesus, didn't that guy ever have hair?
No,
Apparently not.
Right. James Tolkien. I mean, he plays the perfect principal for this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I cannot think of a casting choice for at least the first one where they got it wrong.
I would be terrified of that guy if I was in his school.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I went to his school sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. You know what you are? You're a slacker. You want to be just like your dad? Your dad was a slacker.
And he gets right up in their noses.
I know.
Oh.
Right up in his face.
Shaken, beaten red. And
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. It's just... And he plays the same character in each film. I mean, it's just perfect.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is great. Gas in 1985 was, according to the sign in 1985, it was $1.09.
Oh.
Not bad. Then you go back to 1955 and it was 19.5 cents. And you get so much more for that 19.5 cents because they come out, they check your air, they check your your coolant filled fuel and top you off, wash your windows, and full service.
Mm-hmm.
Service with a smile.
That's right, yeah.
Which they kind of put that gag in the second one, except it's one robot doing all of it.
Right, yeah.
Well, let's face it, that's where we're headed, right?
Oh, sure.
That's kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
We're still not quite there yet.
Well, it's 30 more years.
Right.
That's it.
2045.
So, how about that Lone Pine joke?
I love that.
That's one of those things. Oh my! That's another one that it took me until I was probably a teenager before I noticed that one. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So, and to be fair, I didn't notice it until I was watching Justin Scarred, and he was explaining the joke and like him running the tree over, and it becomes Lone Pine,
And it's
like
so subtle.
oh my god, that's so awesome.
I mean, it's never referenced. It's just you see it. Nobody like he doesn't like run by it and stop and look back at it. Like it doesn't draw attention to it or anything.
No, yeah, it's very subtle, and you could easily miss it on the first viewing. But because I knew it was in there, specifically looked for it, I'm like, there it is. That's amazing.
And it's even easier to miss because that's like the climax of the movie, and he's running back to save Doc, and it's just there's all this energy, and it's like go go go, and he's kind of hesitating for a second. And,
He's like,
Lone Pine.
wait a second, this isn't Twin Pines anymore. Twin Pine Mall. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, Farmer just had this, I mean, as what Doc said, kind of an obsessed, borderline psychotic
Old man
infatuation.
Peabody.
Yeah, with his pine trees. Thought he could breed pines.
It has that funny look.
I know.
There's farmlands as far as the eye could see. Old man Peabody had this crazy idea. Thought he could breed pines.
I mean, that is kind of a great metaphor for Southern California. I mean, so my dad lived out there for, well, all the way through my high school. And whenever he moved out there, there were like, it was like a little cul-de-sac subdivision thing. There were like 4 roads. By the time he moved, and there was orange groves all around there.
As far as the eye could see.
Just about, yeah. I mean, you could smell it all the way. I mean, I loved it.
Citrus.
And then by the time he moved, all those orange groves are all torn down, and they were all cul-de-sacs, as far as the eye could see. I mean, it doesn't take 30 years. It just takes like 10.
Yeah. So Crispin Glover.
What an odd duck.
Mm-hmm.
He's a strange guy.
But I tell you what, he made a great George McFly.
He did. Well, in the first one.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just his vocal delivery, his mannerisms.
He's very
how he's
theatrical.
Nervous. Yes.
Like, he's almost playing the character like he's in a play, like in theater.
Yeah.
Do you think I should swear?
God damn it, yes, George. Swear.
Oh, and I that's another little subtle detail that I love is whenever they're discussing their plan, and he's like, "You're going to go touch her on her
right?" Because
and
Marty's
he's holding the bra.
Yeah. No, George.
No, George.
Right. And we're going to be struggling, and you're going to come to the car. You're going to open the car door, and then you're going to.
You're lying, George.
Oh. Get your damn hands off her. Yes, George. Yes. I love how Marty incorporates, the space suit.
Oh my God.
Sorry, the radiation suit, which is kind of the space suit, which is funny because the kid at the Peabody's kid had the book. He's like, hey, look, he's already taken human form.
And he's using the name Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan.
Right, and he does the old V.
With a hairdryer.
There's a lot wrong going on there.
There's a lot of,
I'm playing Van Halen on the...
So that's the funny thing. So I did a little research on that because it says Edward Van Halen on the tape. And I looked up. They didn't have clearance to use the name Van Halen, the band.
So they just had to
But Eddie Van Halen loved the movie, so he gave permission. So they couldn't use the band name Van Halen. They had to use him, Edward Van Halen. But it's clearly Van Halen.
Yeah,
I mean, it's...
I am Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. God, God, and then George comes running up to Marty the next day. He's like, "Where were you? I missed you at school. I overslept. Darth Vader came to me and said he was going to melt my brain."
And old couples like looking at him.
Right.
Yeah, let's keep that brain melting stuff to us.
God. And again, that whole aspect of quote unquote Darth Vader in the radiation suit is seen again at the end of the movie when George magically is turned from a blithering idiot to super confident author and apparently doing pretty dang good for herself.
That's the other thing I find really strange is that, so that's his first novel.
Mm-hmm.
It takes him 30 years to get his first novel.
Yeah.
Hey, writing a book's tough.
Oh, no, I know. But, like, the thing that I wonder is, in that 30-year span, he's seen both Darth Vader and Vulcan.
Yeah,
So
Star Trek and
was
everything.
he like, oh, I can't use those now, so I got to start over? Maybe that's why it took him 30 years?
Maybe
Oh.
he just changes the name.
Right.
That's a fair point. Though.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah,
Like,
there's-
what was his thoughts about seeing, oh, damn it, they stole my idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like every question can be answered that you come up with. I mean, again, when you're writing a script that involves time travel and changing alternate timelines and people's destinies or densities, whatever you want to call it, you have to...
There's always going to be some sort
something
of
going to be
hole.
left open. Yeah.
When I was
I
gonna
mean, the
say,
second one has a big hole in it, but we'll get there in a little
when
bit.
it comes to time travel and nerdy stuff, I mean, I'm sure there will be some point when Justin and I would just geek out over like Doctor Who or something. So
Yeah.
But it was just good. You know, just the whole aspect of the whole Florence Nightingale effect.
Oh, yeah.
Of now Marty's the one that got hit by the car.
Oh, and his dad was a peeping Tom.
My dad's a peeping Tom.
I mean, you did see that coming.
Right.
That's the thing that I love is, like, he knows his parents for what they are,
Right.
but they were totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Very regular people. Mm-hmm. Creepy, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very frisky, should we say.
Yeah. Like at the beginning when Marty and Jennifer sitting on the park bench right after, you know, the talent show or whatever. Yeah. My mom must have been like a nun or
Yeah.
something. Well, she's not doing a very good job. And, yeah, it's just funny then seeing her later with Calvin Klein. Mm-hmm. Why do you keep calling me Calvin? Well, isn't that your name? That's what's inside your underwear.
I've never seen any purple underwear before.
Right. You can...
Where are my pants?
Right. Oh, my God. It's my mom. Put your pants on.
And notice before she's running out, you see her reflection in the mirror. She turns around and like grins at him.
Right.
And it's like, oh, she's getting a last little look there. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's dirty.
It was just so funny. And going on and on with the dad, you know, whenever Marty decides, you know, I got to leave, you can stay in my room. And she puts his hand on his knee. He jumps up all of a sudden.
I gotta go.
Right. And then the mom's like, but that boy seems a little strange or something to you. Yeah. There's, you know, he's an idiot. His mother or his parents are probably idiots. Lorraine, if you ever have a kid like that, I'm going to disown you or something like that. And I was like,
Oh, the
it's just-
irony.
yeah. And then the running gag with him wearing a life preserver because he wears the vest, the puffy vest. Well, you're a sailor, right? I assume that's why you're wearing a life preserver.
funny thing, I had a very orange vest like that when I was growing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
little wannabe Marty McFly over here.
Apparently, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, subliminal. No, I mean, we could probably do 2 hours just on the first movie.
oh yeah. Well, it
Easily.
by itself is like
Yeah.
a perfect one-off movie because it was never intended to have sequels.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just meant to have this little fun, adventurous little
Thing and
ending, and
there we go.
That's it. Like
Right.
it was never meant to continue, and well,
Thankfully, 4 years later, we get the second.
then they
one.
did, and then they had to figure out, okay, well, what the hell do we do with Jennifer now?
Right. Because apparently Now, I don't remember exactly the reason why they decided to go with Elizabeth Shue instead of Claudia Wells, which doesn't bother me
I don't
because I've
remember
always
either.
had a thing for Elizabeth Shue. She's very attractive, always has been,
I would agree.
and probably always will be.
Yeah.
Just watch, what was it, Adventures in Babysitting?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I don't remember. I thought it was that Claudia was unavailable,
Could have been.
but I could be wrong.
And then something to do with Crispin.
Crispin didn't want to do a sequel.
Right.
So, I mean, he just flat out, it didn't matter how much money they offered. He was just like, I'm not, I don't do sequels. So he just didn't. So they hired another actor to play his role
And wear sunglasses.
and be upside down,
Right.
but they also killed him off.
Pretty much.
So they wouldn't have to have him in the alternate 85 scenes.
Right.
So they're like, well, fine, we'll just kill you off then. Mm-hmm. And then anytime you see like the real 1985, he's like way in the background, like out of focus.
Yeah, like at the very end, they all come walking out. He says one thing like, "Where's my something?" And he just stands there at the door.
Yeah, and it's.
Or Lorraine and everybody else comes up around Marty, and
I cannot for the life of me remember who that is. Not that he's a memorable name, but he did a good Crispin Glover impression.
Yeah, for just the few seconds
Yeah,
that he
the
needed
few.
to be on screen and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But oh my God, you could just go on and on with the music, the way that they played it up throughout the school with the dance, and Marty and Lorraine in the car at.
Hey, you get your damn hands. Oh,
Now, back to the music at the dance. I think as we were coming over here, they were explaining how that guitar didn't actually come out for another 3 years. From 55 to like 58. Yeah.
oh yeah, the song. Yeah, the song didn't come out for.
But that guitar that he was actually playing
Yeah,
on.
that Red
Oh,
Gibson, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
because that's kind of more of
Yeah.
Chuck Berry's guitar style.
Marvin Berry.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck.
I love that.
Chuck, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Berry. You know that new sound you've been wanting to have a listen to this? Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I mean, because you get that where Marty has been kind of, I guess, beaten up by Biff or whatever. So that's how Biff ends up with Lorraine in the car. His little gang of people have thrown him into the back of the Starlighter band. And as soon as they slam that trunk shut, all of a sudden, all the band gets out. All the
Ooh,
smoke
yeah.
starts rolling out. What are you doing in my car? Hey, we don't want no. What do
They
say?
use
Bit of a slur.
Yeah, some 50s slur in there. Which I was wanting to kind of just mention.
I'm
Which
trying
is
to
why in
remember the-
85 makes more if that movie would have come out even in 89, that would not have been in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they said about, because it was something spook. I'm trying to remember what they referenced in relationship to their pot smoking.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, I cannot remember that line. That's horrible.
All I have is 50s slang.
Something to do with the reefer.
Yeah. Reefer. Yeah. I do remember that now. Something to do with reefer. But it's. And then the guys didn't really do anything. They just kind of like slapped them on the back of the head as they're running off.
Yeah, we're in a home to your mama's, boys.
And then all of a sudden you start hearing Marty, let me out. Hey, where's my keys? They're in here. Say that again.
He's got like a toothpick and he's like, say that again.
Right. They're in here with me. It's like, how would the keys end up in the trunk of a car?
Yeah, like what? So they have the trunk open. They're all inside the car smoking.
Right.
And they just left the keys in the trunk
Right. Seems
with
kind
it
of
open. I mean, I know it's the 50s.
I never really put that together.
I never really thought about that either.
But I mean, obviously, it has to play into the fact that then Marvin hurts his hand, which is why Marty's got to take over and finish playing the songs in order for George and Lorraine to kiss. Because
It's like
without that-
dominoes.
Right.
Well, there's a thing.
It's poetic. It rhymes.
Oh, God. Thank you, Mr. Lucas. There's like what you can do in movies is you retrace the movie backwards and you say this happens because this happens because this happens, and you follow the cause of events. And if it doesn't line up in a logical manner, then like it's kind of a nice way of fact checking your script. Like, is it good enough? Like, if does the cause and effect? That movie has like very simple. Yeah. This happens because this happens because this happens, and it's
easy to follow along.
Very easy.
Mm-hmm. Which I think makes it appealing for anybody to just pick up and watch. A lot of people, when they hear of a time travel show or movie, they're like, oh my God, there's going to be so much to have to keep up with. Not really in this case.
No. I mean, this one, it's as surface level as you want it to be. Mm-hmm. There's deeper stuff if you want to go deeper. There's medium stuff if you don't. It's kind of got all the levels if you want to look for them.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, they start in the 80s. Most of the movies in the 50s, Marty trying to get back to the 80s.
Right.
So, Back to the Future.
Perfect title for that premise.
Yeah. Biff lives with his grandmother. And has a little scene where...
you don't actually see till part 2.
Right.
But that's beautiful that he's with his angry old grandma.
Right. I know. And I can only imagine.
I understand why he is the way he is.
Right. Yeah. Listening to her scream. And it's not that my grandmother was an angry person, but she sounded like that when she would yell at my uncle.
Oh, sure.
And my aunt.
Oh, yeah. But it was more...
she literally sounded
It was more like, hey, what the hell are you doing, knucklehead? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just great. But, Biff runs into Marty and George at the diner. And Marty and Biff kind of get into it. Marty runs out the diner. Biff and the boys chase after him. Blah, blah, blah. Marty's doing his little skateboarding stuff because he takes the little kind of scooter-looking thing with the peach box kind of thing on it. Mm-hmm. Busts it in half because, he's used to riding skateboards. He learned that right at the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then he's, riding around and stuff, and Biff's trying to run him over, and he jumps over Biff's car, and then they crash into the manure truck.
Which is a running joke throughout the three movies.
Right. That scene happens in every single movie. Mm-hmm. Not always with the same outcome.
No.
But that scene is it always starts in like a diner, and then has the chase, and then it ends by third one's finally the one where they twist that up a little bit. But.
Yeah. Which again, it is so funny how really all three films, it's kind of the same storyline.
They mirror a lot.
You're right. Rinse, wash, repeat.
It's poetic.
It worked.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
And it worked every time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just subtle differences in a different area or time period.
Right. A little different interactions.
A little different. And I love how, each time he's definitely out of place because he's, I got this little peach box board thing. Yeah, and the second one, it's like, hoverboard. Right. And then the third one, it's, I'm getting drugged by a horse.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, big differences. And again, like you were saying, with the cafe diner scenes, they're all pretty similar. I mean, the first one, he's using a phone booth to try to find Doc.
With his little Casio watch going off.
Right. And it's when you first meet Goldie Wilson.
Goldie Wilson.
Right. Which, if you paid attention towards the beginning of the movie, there was a little teaser that who's going to be mayor in 1985. And then that whole interaction of, that's right, you're going to be mayor. Mayor. I like the sound of that. Mayor Goldie Wilson.
He's probably my favorite, bit character in that movie. Mm-hmm. I just love his delivery. Mm-hmm. And then where he's running out to the manure truck.
Yep. I know. He comes running out there, and all of a sudden he stops, that look on his face, ooh. Oh, gosh. And then some of the lines, just the dialogue, between the diner attendant and Goldie. Goldie's like, when I'm mayor, I'm going to clean up this town. And the guy's like, yeah, great. You can start by sweeping the floor.
Good old Mr. Carruthers.
Yeah.
That's sad. I know that.
And he's like, oh, yeah, that'll be the day. A colored man as mayor.
By part 2, I guess it's his grandson who's running a dealership to hover convert your car.
Right. For $39,999.99.
Well, they got the inflation, right?
Yeah. Which is kind of neat because you look at it and it shows in 2015 people are still infatuated with turning their old cars into like restoring them. That one is like a really nice Mustang. And
yeah,
stuff
it's like a
that.
Fox body Mustang.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, thinking about it, like at the time, like that would have been a brand new Mustang
Right.
in '89. It's some things don't change.
Yeah, they're still in that retro nostalgia now. It's just so good. It's like, where do we stop? Where do you stop talking about part 1 to move on to part 2?
Well, I got a little tidbit that I
Okay.
guess could finish that up. So the movie came out before the actual Back to the Future day, October 21st, 1985. 21st? 26th. 26th.
I
October
took a
26th.
screenshot because that always gets that back, a few years back on Facebook, it would constantly get recycled as a bunch of different days. And I'm
Yep.
like, I'm taking a screenshot from the movie, so I know this for sure.
Exactly.
October 26th, 1985. Nothing different.
Right.
Stop reposting.
Yeah.
So yeah, the movie came out before that day in 1985. So on that day, I forgot how many, I think it was a couple dozen people showed up at the mall at that time in the morning, like 1:15 in the morning, to see if anything would happen. Obviously nothing did, and there was no DeLorean there.
Right.
That would have been a great marketing opportunity for them.
Fast forward
Right.
30 years later.
30
and
years
it
later.
did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That would have been really neat if on October 26,
Yeah.
1985.
And them not telling anybody, just showing up with a DeLorean.
This big white van.
Yeah.
And a guy dressed as Doc and
Yeah, that would've
Marty
been
and
great.
stuff like that.
Oh, well.
And a little Volkswagen van running around.
With the
The
Libyans.
Libyans. Yeah. Who then
It's the
crashed.
Libyans!
Speaking of which, another little tidbit about the Libyans, and then I swear I'll shut up about part 1. So where they're like trying to shoot him and the gun jams, and he kind of mutters something, and then they're trying to start the van and it's not going. Apparently, what's supposed to be in there is him saying "damn Russian gun," and the other one saying "damn Russian or German van."
Oh, God.
But apparently it's so quiet in the movie, like you can't really hear it, but that was actually like in the sound and it was supposed to be audible, but you can't really hear it,
That's funny.
which makes it even more funny.
Right. Yeah, which again kind of boils back to, whatever, I forget which one this is in, where Doc is like, I know why this is not working. It's made in Japan.
Part 3.
Right.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it was the
but
little
the little chip.
the little
Microchip.
chip, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because in the 50s, if it was made in Japan, it was
Garbage.
Drunk.
complete
Yeah.
garbage.
And it was like, no,
Not
all
by
the best,
85.
all the best things are made in Japan.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I just love Doc's use of, okay, future boy. So tell me, future boy. It's like he's just definitely not believing him. I mean, you almost think when him and Doc first meet in 1955 that he recognizes him somehow. So he closes the door, or opens the door, closes the door, opens the door, looks around, pulls him in, and he's got that big thing on his head.
Trying to use him for his experiment.
Right. Right. Sticks that little thing right on his forehead. You want me to donate to something?
The
about
Coast Guard.
Right. Stuff like that. Again, boils back to the fact he's wearing this stupid vest. Gosh. But no. Happy ending. Everything works out in the end. I mean, it's a movie. You expected it to. And it's...
At least in America.
Right.
Yeah.
And instead of coming back to his 1985, where George and Lorraine have nothing in common, don't get along, have like no money, no nothing. Comes back, the house is all nice and decorated, and sister and brother have careers and all this, and
She's popular with the boys.
right.
Finally.
I'm not your answering machine. Why are you wearing a suit? I always wear a suit to the office because he's working at like McDonald's or Taco Bell or something.
Oh, yeah.
He had a fast food job.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
I'm going to go on a limb and say I think it was Pizza Hut.
That could have been.
Well, now I got to go
I
back and
don't know.
rewatch
Somebody tell us.
Yeah. Obviously, you got him. He's working at some fast food
It was
company.
definitely fast food, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I found it interesting, like that was a Saturday.
Right.
I mean, I know some people wear their suits and go to the office on Saturdays, but
Not
most
too.
of the time
Yeah,
it's
not too
Monday
many.
through Friday.
Yeah, not really 1985.
it. No,
No.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, weekends were a
It's-
thing.
Well, especially in the 80s, like figure like the big stock boom was going on, which I assume that's what they're implying he's working in. But stocks aren't open on Saturday, so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is odd that they did go that route. Again,
I
it's
get
one of
why
those
they did
things,
it.
Yeah.
It makes, I mean, it's
To
great
show that
visual.
he's a successful guy.
Oh, yeah. It's a great, simple way to show it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
All right. And then Marty's got the Toyota pickup that is just so beautiful. He's like, oh, this is great. Then Jennifer shows up.
Now, is that a Tacoma? Like a lifted 4x4 Tacoma?
It could be, I think. I'm trying to remember. I know it was that 4-wheel drive.
Say, I knew it was that.
80s. Yeah, it's in the 80s. It could be.
Yeah, it could be a little Tacoma.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, like Toyota pickups like that, like to me, like that's a truck, man.
Well, it was between those, the ones that Jeep made, the Comanches,
Right.
or if you remember, the Mitsubishi Mighty Max, or Mighty Max. I think it was what it was called.
The cartoon,
Kind of, yeah.
Mighty Mouse.
Danger
Mighty
Mouse.
Max.
What?
Yeah. Mickey Mouse?
Oh boy!
Oh no.
Well, okay. But no, and Biff's out there washing and waxing the BMW.
Yeah,
Which
which is
is-
another status
right.
symbol.
Right, they're sitting there
yep.
trying to. Marty's like, "Oh, Mom, because the car's wrecked. What? What happened to the car?" And look out there. See, Biff's putting the second coat of wax on there right now. And he's like, "Yep, just finishing up now, Biff. Don't con me." Oh, I'm just getting ready to start the second coat.
And he, at that time, like he has like, I'm going to word this very carefully. In the 80s, thought of gay affectations
Yes,
with the hand on the hip and the hand
Yeah.
outstretched, like
very flamboyant.
yeah. And I know that there's two theories that I've read. Is that one is that he was actually gay, and the way that he was kind of pushing it down was being a bully to everybody.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But in the 50s, obviously, it wasn't nearly as
Acceptable,
acceptable. then.
right.
But then the other theory is that George McFly was actually left-handed, which is why his right punch was terrible. And then actually, so a lot of schools back then, I know Catholic schools were really bad about this. If you were left-handed, they tried to force you to be
Right.
right-handed.
It was, yeah. 'Cause that was
And-
bad.
Yeah.
You were bad.
Yeah, like it was like the devil's
Yeah.
whatever, something. So like the theory is like actually he was a suppressed left-handed person. And because he was able to actually finally it wasn't only him knocking Biff out, it was the fact that he was able to let his left-handed side free,
Yeah.
that allowed him to be more, this is who I am.
Right.
And that's what led him to be successful.
yeah.
I don't know. It's endlessly debatable.
I don't know. It was
And I
just-
know I already said that I wasn't going to say anything more about part one.
It's just so funny
Well,
seeing
we
him,
snuck it in there.
I stuck it in there.
seeing George knock him out was just wow.
I have the reaction of Michael J. Fox. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Gosh. I don't know. It's like I'm kissing my brother. Yeah. Oh God. Just again, you could just we could just do a couple hours just on the first one.
Oh yeah, easily.
We're just gonna keep trying to move
Power
to the
on.
second one. Yeah, which actually, so we move up to what was it, 1989, I believe, with this one.
It's quite a jump to finally realize that a sequel is going to happen. I mean, to be fair, we've had some like, it took 10, 15 years for a sequel or whatever that looks like. But, I mean, back then, if you didn't do a sequel within the first year or two, it was dead.
Right.
Well, part of the other reason was they were trying to get everyone back, and it was a little difficult to
Makes sense.
get everyone. Apparently, at that point, Michael J. Fox, who's still on Family Ties, they didn't need to rehearse nearly as much as they did whenever he was first doing the first
Right,
movie.
when the show first
so
came out.
he had a little more time to devote to the second one.
Right, because I think Meredith Baxter Birney, during like the filming of the first one, Michael J. Fox's character played a more focal
Kind of in the
role.
Yeah,
He was a
yeah.
more focused character of the show. Just I think she was like pregnant in real life or something like that, which
That sounds right,
which
yeah.
they incorporated into the show, and that's where little Andrew came into play.
Whenever you introduce that young character in your show, that's game over, man.
Right, which would
Game
be
over, man.
Game over.
like Cousin Oliver and that little
Hey,
He-Man
Cousin
haircut.
Oliver is
I mean,
the
it's-
poster child of that.
Well, you do. You look at that. You look at Cousin Oliver. Actually, if you look at Andrew in Family Ties, he kind of has that little He-Man haircut.
Oh,
With
that's right.
that real straight
Yeah, he does.
shoulder length that just kind of
Yep.
curls underneath.
Yeah.
It looks like Prince Adam.
You know, I never thought about that. That's true. Oh my god.
I mean, Cousin Oliver kind of had the same hairstyle too.
Yeah.
Funny.
Just never bring that kid in to revitalize your show.
No.
That means you have one season left.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Back to the Future does not release in the summer. So it's not a quote-unquote summer blockbuster. Releases on November 26th, 1989. Made $213.5 million on a $40 million budget. So they got to double their budget. Didn't make quite as much. But I think one of the nice things about this is the fact that they kind of recorded and filmed both 2 and 3 at the same time.
Well, technically they're back to back.
Right.
But they did do the only scene they filmed during the filming of 2 from 3 was the waking up at the porch scene.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But everything else, it was like straight back to back. It was like while they were doing 2, they were planning and working on 3. So it kind of carried over, which is why some of them feel that 2's the weakest one because it was kind of rushed.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of sound issues in the second one where it kind of gets a little echoey and trilly but
the idea of the second one, I think I like the most because
Right.
they're traveling forward in time, 2015, this 30 years later.
well, not only
And
that, but like they're actually visiting multiple.
multiple timelines.
In one.
3 timelines.
Yeah.
I just really like that sort of, and this falls back on me going to Disney parks as a kid. It's where you have that like 80s themed sci-fi, but also looking forward, and it has like a feel to it. This movie captures that perfectly, and I freaking love it.
Like those Tex Avery cartoons, The House of Tomorrow.
Exactly that. Yep.
Well, I know they were going for that because there's 3 ways you can do a future. One is dystopian, where it's like a wasteland.
Right.
The other is like this, where it's borderline cartoony and optimistic.
Yeah.
And then the third is where you try to predict everything, but you're going to be wrong on
Anyway,
probably
yeah.
most of it.
Right.
So they were like, well, let's keep it lighthearted and optimistic. And also think about like the 1950s. How did they look at the future? In that way, flying cars and rockets. And so it kind of fits
some
in
of
with
the time. The other times was the dystopian part.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Which
yeah.
I feel like it's kind of repeating itself. Like right now you have 2 people. You have people like Elon Musk, really bright future looking forward, and then you have kind of maybe we'll say your average Joe like, world could end at any moment now. And I don't know. I just feel like history just keeps repeating itself.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense why all three movies maybe fall in line with each other.
Because it's kind of like a poetry.
Yeah, they rhyme. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to beat that horse. We're going to beat it hard.
It's
Into
hard
the
not to.
ground.
in this. The thing that bothers me the most about, and I didn't know about any of this back then because obviously I wasn't paying attention to the second one because I didn't even know that was a thing in '89. But the way they marketed it, I get why they were upset about this because they were, hey, it's part 2. It's a whole new movie and it's its own thing. And all the filmmakers, they're like, no, it's 2 of 3. Like, we're making a trilogy here. Mm-hmm. We're going to make a 3 also. Say the second of 3 or the second part of, something. And they just, apparently a lot of people were disappointed in '89 because they're like, what do you mean, a cliffhanger? No. Movie.
I am one of those rare people that love cliffhangers.
Right.
I love when it either leaves it for you to decide for yourself or the promise of another thing to come later. Mm-hmm. I love those two aspects of cliffhangers. And maybe I've seen a few things growing up as a kid to make me like that. But like this ending on a cliffhanger, I was like, I can't wait to see the third one. Like I already knowing in my head that the third one was just going to be complete garbage. And like, I can't wait to see the third one. I don't care what it looks like.
Right.
I got to know what happens.
Because, I mean, the first one ends on a typical cliffhanger, but it's not in the theatrical release. It was not to be continued.
Right. It was just credits.
Right.
Yeah.
It was one of those easy, like, you could pick it up, but you know what? As a standalone movie, this is perfect.
It's solid, yeah.
I mean, it was just meant to end on a high note.
Right. Mm-hmm. So they go back
The continuing adventures.
They go back and refilm the closing scene from part 1
Makes
with
sense.
new Jennifer. Mm-hmm. And, where Doc comes crashing in with the DeLorean into the driveway and knocks over the trash and everything.
I was going to say, do they use bits of the first movie when he's... Or do they completely refilm that?
In that scene, they refilmed it.
The whole thing?
The whole
okay,
thing, yeah.
Okay. Because it shot for shot, like
it's darn close.
It's
It's
pretty
very
close.
good.
If you, I mean, I'm sure if you put them side by side, you could see the
and
difference.
there are side by side comparisons, and it looks. I mean, yeah, there are differences, but it's
very close.
especially being 4 years apart. It's close.
I didn't know the difference. To
The
be
big
honest,
tell for me that it was 2 separate filmings is the fact that if you notice when Doc Brown is adjusting his glasses, in the first one, their glasses from the first and the second are a little bit different.
Oh,
like the other one, he slowly slides. The other one's like click down or something.
roads.
he like flips it down.
Where we're
Right.
going, we don't need roads.
Right. And then, they got Biff.
Who's
who was-
suddenly a badass again.
Right. He's all of a sudden he's got his cojones
I thought
back
that was a
and
little strange.
He's like, wait, a flying DeLorean? And then he sees that and he's like, what's going on here?
In that growly voice.
Right. In his Biff voice.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so Bully Biff's coming back.
Yeah, and I was always like, but wait a second, I thought he was...
Tamed.
Yeah, like... neutered.
Thought he'd been neutered. Yeah, there you go.
I'm confused. The pit bull has anger again.
Yeah, exactly. So, Marty, Jennifer, Doc, springing forward to 2015 because they got to try to stop the issue with Marty and Jennifer's kids. And, they're all excited. We're going to get to see our wedding and we're going to see where we live. And no. So
No,
she's
you're
starting
not.
to ask all these questions. And so Doc's starting to get a little frustrated. So he gets out his little eye thing and just puts her to sleep.
Which, I mean, I love the fact that they reference the fact that she doesn't need to be there at all.
Right.
Like, because I know that Bob Gale said, like, we knew everyone's going to be asking, well, then why did you bring her? So they're like, well, we just put that in the script. Okay, well, why did we bring her?
Right.
Well, we could just let her go knowing about this.
But it's still kind of, with that whole aspect, it is funny that Doc shows up during the daytime. Broad daylight on a Saturday when the majority of people are probably going to be home on a busy subdivision street.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to see a flying DeLorean take off.
Yeah,
like that.
but let's worry about the girlfriend
Right.
and not worry about the guy who you know has a history of being a bully,
Right.
who's right there.
So they go back to 2015, and they pretty much just dump Jennifer's body in the trash, kind of, essentially. Just not really, but...
Did you notice what's in the trash?
Laser discs.
And silicone.
Ah, silicone.
Yeah, laser discs and silicone.
Because I didn't notice the silicone. The laser disc
didn't
stood
either.
out like a sore thumb.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Big, shiny record size
yeah.
DVDs, CDs.
Apparently that makes some people cry because they're huge Laserdisc fans still. They're like, oh no, look at all those sad Laserdiscs.
Yeah. I guess the same way, like vinyl,
I get the reasons why. It's just whatever.
Everybody's into their own thing, I suppose. Please at me if you are into Laserdisc. I would be very fascinated to learn more.
Yeah. So, Marty's like, we can't it's raining. And he's like, oh, just give it so many seconds and right on time.
Too bad the Postal Service isn't as efficient as the Weather Service.
Right. Apparently a lot of things become more efficient because he's talking about the 2 hours of being arrested and then charged and found guilty and stuff like that.
Because they've abolished all lawyers.
Right. The justice system is extremely
sounds
efficient
awesome.
once they abolish all the lawyers.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Doc's got his own thing he's got to do. Well, first he's got to take off his little facial.
He peels that skin off.
Youth.
So
How's it look?
there's
Great,
a
Doc.
couple of reasons why they did that. One is just the fact that he hated wearing the old man makeup. And they're like, well, if I'm going to do 2 more movies of this shit, I don't want to wear this. But the other reason is apparently, and I didn't know this till recently, part 3, because of the marriage and kids and all this, he needs to be a little more youthful. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh, what better way to make him more youthful?
Right.
So they literally did.
Right,
Rejuvenation clinic.
Because it's funny because he looks so old in 1955, kind of as it is.
Yeah.
And throw in another 30 years, you're thinking, God, the guy's like 70.
Yeah. I mean, he does have some makeup on, but it doesn't stand out as much as everyone else's.
Right. Yeah, so he pulls it off. He's like, hey, how's it look? And he gives Marty the little canister with his shoes and the jacket and stuff like that.
Am I
love those jackets.
alone in thinking that those shoes are probably, other than like maybe the Aliens franchise with the Reeboks, that those shoes are just one of the coolest shoes in cinema history?
I mean, they just have they have such a nice look. And the fact that they're power-laced, I mean, that's cool.
I always preferred the jacket myself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The jacket's awesome, too.
A jacket that will dry you?
Right.
Imagine walking
And
in the
adjust.
rain.
Yeah.
It'll adjust to you and it'll dry you off. I mean, that in college, that would have been the greatest thing ever.
But what if you have a jacket that just prevents you from getting wet in the first place?
Here comes a humble brag. Jacket drying on. That like speak and spell.
Well, that's the thing I love is in that future, everything's extremely user friendly.
Yep,
Right.
a lot of
It's
voice
like
commands.
it's voice commands or like a single button.
Right. Biometric,
Yeah.
A
fingerprint.
lot of the stuff we're
Very
experiencing
simple.
Right.
now. Yep.
I mean, and like nothing goes wrong. Like nothing's broken. Everything's fixed. You never see anything in disrepair.
Well, I mean,
except for their house.
right.
In their house.
Say
They
Marty's
were a little optimistic in thinking that fax machines would stay around that long.
very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. But picture in picture, you got the big screen, Marty Jr.'s throwing up all these different channels. And then Marty Sr. comes home. Watching a little TV for once, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, what else do you do with your time?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I can't. I go back and forth on this. Like, was his insinuation like genuine? Like, oh, you're actually watching TV because in the future there's so many other activities to be doing,
Right.
or was it a sarcastic like, oh, watching TV again because that's all he does?
Right.
Either way,
Interesting.
I love it,
Interesting.
and we'll never know what lithium mode is.
No. Nope.
Whatever it is, I want to have a little voice in my house that I can push a button and it'll just say lithium mode on.
There's a skill for Alexa to do that.
That's true.
Probably a skill for everything with Alexa.
Oh, just about.
Yeah.
If I triggered Alexa, I apologize.
Right.
I don't.
All right. So going a little bit back with when they first get to 2015 and stuff, he's got to try to. Doc is trying to intercept Marty Jr. because Marty Jr. is supposed to be meeting Griff and his little goons or whatever at the diner, 80s Cafe.
I don't know why we don't have a whole chain of Cafe 80s now. Because that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Dear listener, if you are listening, which you are, because you can hear my voice, you should make an 80s diner.
Right.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
And then we will go to it.
Right. So Marty walks in, he sees these screens. You got the fitness people on the little, the little treadmill kind of things, or I guess they're like.
Yeah.
And then you got.
Well, that's an allusion to the first one because they have the little corner exercise thing. So of course you got to have exercise in the second one. And then the third one, of course, run for fun.
Right. Yeah.
There's another little tidbit that I just now realized they have exercising in all three, sort of.
So then you've got the super mint vintage Pac-Man machine off to the right. I mean, it's got all these little signs and stuff around it. Then off to the left, they've got Wild Gunman, and then Elijah Wood, or better known as Frodo from Lord of the Rings.
His first role.
Hey, we got it to come on. How does it work? I'll show you, kid. He sticks his hat up on top, and Crackshot just nails it. You have to use your hands? That's a baby's toy.
That's not far off from today.
Yeah. It's just so funny. And then, they come in, the Griff and his guys come in, and then it just kind of starts everything all over again, He gets into it with them, and, he throws his son over the bar.
And you see one of the first great special effects in the series where you have two Michael J. Foxes in the same frame.
Right.
And not only that, but the hat gets handed from one to the next.
Right. Puts the hat on,
and that
stands up.
is so seamless.
Just stay down and
that
shut up.
continues throughout the rest of the series with them playing multiple parts.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Maggie and
No CGI.
No.
And the great thing about the Cafe 80s, which again I didn't notice until the last time I watched, if you watch in the background on those TVs, they're showing clips of 80s TV shows.
Ah.
And so I was trying to catch like which ones. So I for sure saw Taxi.
Okay, which would be Christopher Lloyd.
Which I thought was fun. There's Cheers. There's Oprah. There's Miami Vice. There's the second time we mentioned it.
Right.
I thought I saw Dallas.
Okay.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice Friday night CBS show.
Yeah, so
Who shot JR?
Oh, boy. Oh, don't worry. It was all a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that in a whole
Spoilers.
season. They dreamed away. I think it was season 5. Why do I know this?
Comes with the territory.
I guess.
Yeah, so you've got Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan, and I cannot remember.
Ayatollah Khomeini.
Okay. Kind of doing like this.
It was time to
Max
kung pao
Headroom.
chicken.
Right. This Max Headroom style thing.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, and that's the waiters and waitresses and stuff like that. That's how you're interacting to order whatever it is you want. He's like, God, because Reagan and the other guy are just arguing back and forth.
Which politically,
at the time,
it was kind of a joke at the time.
Right? Because of the whole that time Iran Contra and all that kind of thing.
Well, it was the so. I won't get into it.
Anyway,
That's for
Marty's
another.
like,
That's for another.
guys. And they just
We'll
stop.
do a history podcast sometime and talk about it.
And they both just stop, and he's like, I just want a Pepsi. And all of a sudden, it just pops right out of the bar. It's like, Like, that is so awesome.
And he can't figure out how to open it.
Right.
Which is just like in the 50s. He can't figure out how to open up that
he's
bottle
sitting there
either.
trying to twist it. George grabs it.
Yeah. And this time he's got it like sideways and he looks ridiculous.
I know.
Once again, they finally made like kind of a replica version of that and then released that.
Pepsi Perfect.
Yep.
And I tried so hard to get one because I'm a nerd. And I could not.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that like things like that are so strictly limited,
I know.
Right.
especially when they're official releases.
Right. So it's like make it where people can actually get it.
Or make limited runs, and when you run out of that limited run, make another limited run, so that way you're not making too many. But I'm not a manufacturer, so I don't understand how that
Right.
works. So
Yeah. I mean,
maybe that's just not efficient.
Well, I mean, it worked for Nintendo. They came back out with the NES Classic.
Yeah, that first run was kind of
Yeah, it was
not handled well.
No, not at all. They learned their lesson on that as they started making them again. Mm-hmm. And they did better with the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. But anyway, then you've got Griff's got this bat thing that he's wanting to use. He puts it behind his, and it just gets bigger. It extends, and all of a sudden he swings.
Dude's got the chicken sound effect.
Right.
Chicken?
But this time, Griff has a girl in the gang, in the little group,
Yeah.
which is a little different.
And an Asian dude.
Right. So his band of people is a little different.
But he's got a pit bull.
Right. Right. So again, boils back to the hoverboards and things like that. Marty gets the one from the girl and he takes off.
I thought he twists the handle off on that. Like it was like a scooter.
Yeah, there was a little handle.
Like a hovering scooter, and he like twists the handle off.
A Barbie one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Mattel hoverboard.
Yeah.
Little Barbie style. So he takes off with that and he's out over the water. You should know, you can't do that over water.
He's like, I didn't even know this existed before
Right.
like 2 minutes ago.
Right. Now I'm on this and I'm standing he's like 2 feet from the wall.
Right. Like he could have jumped.
Right. He could have just at least stepped in. It's not like it was deep.
Right. I mean, he falls in it anyways.
Right. And then Griff goes back to his car, brings out his, pit bull hoverboard. It's got the little rockets on the bottom.
That's
It's
beautiful.
Back, just, adjusting. And latch on. And they all put on their little thing and they all just take off. And they miss, obviously, and then just crash and change the USA Today paper.
Apparently, the girl, the stunt woman who played the girl, broke ribs. Because if you watch, she slams into the pillar
Oh, okay.
and then falls. So, like,
into one of the beams.
Yeah. She got hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, because the way that the glass breaks. I mean, they didn't go through low. They all went up through pretty high.
Yeah.
It's like,
And who else is amused that the courthouse is now a mall?
Oh. Yeah, I guess I didn't recognize that.
I mean, it'd be better if it was a circus, but
It'd be more accurate.
Right. So, Marty sees all the cars. He sees, he's scared to death by the holographic 3D Jaws that's about
Jaws-
to swallow him
what
up.
was it, like 34 or something?
19.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jaws
Yeah.
19 in
Yep.
3D or something like that.
Shark still looks fake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that one definitely did. But
Yeah. Now he's really mad or something like that.
yeah, now it's really, really personal. Which is hilarious because Jaws the Revenge, which was the last one, that was the tag, like, now it's personal, or this time it's personal. So it's like 2 years later, this movie comes out, now it's really, really personal. Somewhere I saw someone spoofed, like, what were Jaws 5 through 18? And so they created like what Jaws 5 through 18 were with all their taglines, and they just got more and more ridiculous until they got to the hologram one.
As they should.
As
Like
they should.
Sharknado.
I mean, is that the spiritual successor to Jaws that we deserve?
I guess it is. So in this time period, again, movie theater is playing Jaws. So a little different. 3D. You got the stuff with the sports being, Chicago beats Miami, which at the time that this film was recorded, there was no baseball team in Florida, at least not Miami. And the Florida Marlins didn't come in. Yeah, they didn't come into play until 1993. So 4 years later.
Tampa Bay was 98.
Right.
So, does anyone ever wonder, like, in watching something like this, or based in sci-fi, that somebody sees that as an idea or an opportunity, and that's why it becomes real later on?
I guarantee that's why a lot of things do. And how
yeah, I mean, because in 13, 14, they started like, okay, we've only got a year or two left to win the World Series. And then it's like the push really, like, we got to make this movie real. And it's like, well, what have you been doing for the previous 100 years? Like,
yeah, because I mean, I think most people would agree that it seemed like the Cubs there for a while, and it's kind of popular in baseball right now, where they say teams are tanking to lose so they can get better draft picks and stuff like that. So they can stockpile their talent.
Football's definitely guilty of that.
And I kind of, it makes you wonder, was that something in the organization's mind? I mean, I know Theo Epstein came in like in the 14, 15, or maybe
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of came in and it just started shooting up.
2015 is when the Chicago Cubs came competitively relevant again.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Right, because they hadn't really done anything. I mean, they did all right in 2003. I mean, that's when they lost to...
They had little spurts.
Florida Marlins?
Yeah. I was just talking about that today with someone.
So, which is, again, it was kind of odd that got that. But then Florida, because they were the Florida Marlins at the time, beat them in 2003. And then, here they are winning it in 2016. Now, 2015, so it was kind of a disappointing for them.
And it was kind of funny that Miami, for that whole time, was... sorry to say, pretty terrible those years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and unless when they would win, which was 2003 and 97, I think. Those were the 2 years. Mm-hmm. Then Lowry, whatever his name was, would pretty much just break up the team.
Oh, yeah. That. I mean, there. I forget what year it was. He had that legendary fire sale and just... yeah,
it would have been after 97
just
season.
Just destroyed, to the point where the Marlins guy... got in a big beef with them.
Yeah, well, that was just the last couple of years.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was pretty mad. I think it had something to do with the sale of the team to the Derek Jeter-led group now. Because Jeter's part owner now.
Right. It had to do with the direction the team was taking under his leadership. Mm-hmm. But it's, whatever.
Anyway, besides the point.
Sports ball.
Right. Sports
Go
ball.
team, score points.
So anyway, Marty Jr. is okay. Meanwhile, they get back, and they're a little late because Jennifer's being picked up by the cops.
Error.
Yeah. And so they're going to take her to her house, and Marty's like, well, how do they know where to take her? Like, well, they just, once they know who you are, because they check by biometrics.
Fingerprint.
Right.
Yep.
They don't care how old you look. They just take you back to where you reside. And Hillsdale, I think it is.
And I love how this movie does something that is one of my biggest, I don't want to say loves in sci-fi, fantasy too, but it's like they treat whoever's watching it as an intelligent person. Like they use lingo for that world without explaining what it is, but it's easy enough to understand. Like he's like, oh, the skyway's jammed.
Right. It's traffic.
Yeah.
It's modern day traffic.
So it's traffic. Or they're talking about, oh, you got a little tranked again. It's like they don't explain what that means. You just kind of okay, so that's a problem. And it people do. And okay, so
take
drugs.
the context.
Okay.
Like you said, they believe that the audience is an intelligent person. They take that as context and you kind of understand it through what they're saying. Yeah. And you just fill in the gap.
And it's relatable to something you know. Mm-hmm. It's just a different phrase in that world. Yeah. And they do that several times in that universe.
Yeah. And of course, Marty and Doc have the big altercation after Doc realizes Marty's got the sports almanac. Yeah, that's not why I invented the time machine for personal financial gain or anything like that. So he just casually leaves it sitting right on top of the trash can.
With the Surf Vietnam's poster right behind it, which I always chuckle at.
Yeah.
Because in the future, we're no longer getting over the Vietnam War. We're going to vacation there.
Yeah. And then this is where, Biff 2015 is starting to...
Old man Biff.
Right.
I love
Right.
that.
Old man Biff is starting to remember all those things from 30 years prior. Wait a second. There's 2 of them.
I haven't seen a DeLorean since.
Right. Because now his timeline has been changed after seeing that DeLorean take off. Mm-hmm. Now he's caught up to where Marty and Doc are in this instance. So he follows them and stuff like that. Go to Hilldale, and Jennifer doesn't know how to get out of the house.
That's
After
so
she
great.
gets placed down. But whenever the police officers, again, they're lady police officers, which again is cool that they're showing this. The future is women, and that's great because that's kind of like
And
things should
I was
be.
going to say, we kind of got there too. So,
Right.
Just saying.
Right. And, and be more careful in the future. In the future. So she's starting to kind of make a little bit of noise. And then all of a sudden, the daughter,
Quotation marks.
Mom? Mom, is that you? She comes down and it's Michael J. Fox and we'll just say drag. Essentially just dressed as a female. Which is so
It's
funny.
not his voice, but
Right.
that's definitely him.
Yeah, it's just so funny. She hides in the closet, and then Lorraine and George show up to have dinner. They bring over that little pizza.
Did you hurt your back again? Oh, out on a golf course.
Right, so he's upside down, kind of like those little things where you get
The
in,
inversion tables.
All right,
Yeah.
strap yourself in and flip yourself upside down.
With his hair practically dragging on the floor.
Oh God, it was so funny.
And by the way, we're past 2015 now. We're in 2019.
Yep.
Where is my dehydrated pizza
Oh,
that I
yeah.
can zoom up to freaking extra large or whatever?
In
Right.
5 seconds.
I know that. See, that is one of the cool things. Black and Decker product placement right there.
No, that's,
Uh-huh.
The dehydrator.
Yep.
Or wait,
The rehydrator.
rehydrator. That's
Yeah.
right. Puts that little bitty thing in there, close it. Rehydrate level 6. Ding!
Voice
Pulls-
commands once again.
Yeah.
Right, pulls out that beautiful looking pizza, which has got all the. It's like
And that was a Pizza Hut pizza, right?
I think so.
I think it was. Yeah.
They were like, I don't know, I guess it was like a store-bought thing, and then
It's like half is this, a quarter is this, a quarter is it's, and then it's all pre-sliced. She drops it on there the same way that she dropped the cake, not as thunk from part 1, but she drops it on the table.
And I love that fruit, the hanging fruit.
Yeah, that just comes down.
Oh.
Retract.
Right. It's like everything in the future works perfully, except in that house.
That house.
I mean, they got that screwed up. You got the screen screwed up.
Yeah. Well, Dad got mad and lost his temper and threw the guy out, and he hasn't got it fixed yet. Your father and his temper.
They got phones and their little glasses things.
Yeah.
augmented reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, saying, oh, it's so-and-so's calling. Yeah, it's pretty good.
You get the first big one of this movie, cameo with Flea,
Yes.
Douglas J. Needles.
Right. Yeah. Again,
What a name.
Right. Trying to get Marty to do something wrong at work and stuff like that. And then as soon as Needles hangs up, McFly!
Mr. Fujitsu-san! Konnichiwa!
No. No, it was just a trick. Blah, blah, blah.
So-
fired.
Here's a little tidbit that I found out. So they were trying to find a Japanese name that's going to sound important. So they just picked a Japanese company that they thought was named after a man, Fujitsu. Well, Fujitsu isn't named after a man. It's like a combination of words, from what I understand. So it'd be like the equivalent of like naming a character General Motors here.
Or hot dog.
Yeah, so in Japan, they thought that was a little weird.
Fair enough.
It was a good try.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the real Jennifer comes home 2015 Jennifer comes home
This
while
is where things
1980
get really
right.
interesting.
1985 Jennifer's trying to get out. Welcome home, Jennifer. I'm old.
One's yelling, I'm old. One's yelling, I'm young.
Yep.
And the universe does not implode.
Right.
Good thing.
Yeah, they just pass out.
Right. And Doc is able to get
The doctor figured that out, though.
right.
It doesn't implode when you find yourself
Yes.
in the future or the past.
Yeah. It's just the way that they intertwine all of this. You know, Marty, Doc, Jennifer, they get back to 1985. They're like, are we back? And the jet plane comes flying overhead. We're back. And the little Lions Estate, or whatever that subdivision is called, is
A little
different.
rundown.
Little different.
Like every house has for sale signs.
Right.
There's
Bars
a
on the
chalk
window.
outline.
Right. Chalk outlines,
Bars,
crashed cars.
padlocks.
Yeah. He can't get into his gate to go to his room because the gate's locked. So I'm like, who put the lock on the gate?
He gets into his room and it's not his room.
I mean, that whole interaction there between him and the father is just so hilarious.
That's great. You tell the company, I'm not selling you here.
Will not be intimidated. Oh, God. It's just so funny.
So here's where there's like a really big kind of plot hole that nobody ever notices.
Mm-hmm.
So in this time, Biff has stolen the DeLorean,
Right.
gone back in time, and then you don't see what he does at that point.
No.
And then he returns, has a heart attack. Well, had he gone back to give the almanac, he wouldn't have returned to that time stream. It would have all changed.
Correct. Yeah,
But it
the 2015.
didn't because movie.
Right. 'Cause
Everyone always misses out on
Right,
that.
because he goes back to 1955, gives young Biff the almanac.
Yeah. So,
Comes back to the 2015 that he left.
which wouldn't be possible.
Right.
Because they establish that whenever they went back to 85, everything had changed because what happened in 55.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been able to jump from 55 to 2015.
And it looked the same.
And then
Right, because he had already altered.
he'd already altered time.
Timeline is altered, as Doc
Yep.
Brown shows on the chalkboard.
And they
Yes.
establish somewhere there, whenever they left Jennifer on the porch, that whenever they fix things, everything will just migrate into the 85 that it should be.
Right.
Well, the same's true that if you alternate the past, then everything that'd be going on would migrate into the alternate also.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why if we get really nerdy, this
Let's do it.
Back to the Future timeline establishes that there is one singular timeline, and when you change something, that timeline is affected. It does not establish the fact that there are branching alternate universes happening all at once. When you alternate it, it's alternate to you, but not to everyone else. It's still the one time frame. There is no string theory going on with this series.
Yeah. That was one of the big things, I guess, I've never even really put together.
This is how much I've gotten into this.
Wow. There's many times as I've seen all this. It's like,
Yeah, I didn't even consider that them
Yeah.
coming back.
See, and that's why, I used to love all three of them the same, but as time's gone on, the first one I still hold in, literally near perfect esteem. But
And-
there's things like this that make the second come
Sure,
down.
yeah, for sure.
Because then I start thinking too much.
well, according to Rotten Tomatoes, that kind of goes along with your theory because the first one got a 96% from critics and a 94% from audiences. Part 2 got a 64% from critics and an 85% from audiences. So I would imagine what you just described has something to do with that.
I could be. I mean, I still love it, but sometimes it's hard for me to turn the brain off.
Well, it's like, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like watching Jurassic Park and then turning around and trying to watch Jurassic World, right?
I think I just had an aneurysm.
or any of the Jurassic Park sequels for that matter.
Can we pretend the third one didn't happen?
Alan.
Oh, I think you just killed me.
Anyway, let's put this car back. Let's get back on the right timeline here. So in our timeline, we're going to discuss now that Marty is running from what he thought was his house, which is not his house, and he somehow ends up at Strickland's front porch to look at a paper. Yeah, it's the right day and time, year, and Strickland comes out in his pajamas and a shotgun,
Like a bulletproof vest.
right? And all of a sudden, a drive-by is coming by and to take him out.
And you find out the high school burned down 6 years ago, so he never knew him.
Right. Which is kind of interesting. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So he keeps running into town and he runs into the homeless guy.
That
Drunk pedestrian!
He's so great. Crazy drunk driver.
And it's just a complete,
There's like a biker gang outside.
like a big dystopian. You know, you got
Oh, yeah, there's your dystopian.
Right.
Like, I guess it's dystopian present.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dystopian 1985 with, should we just
Biff
say?
Tannen's Pleasure Palace.
Right. Basically, Trump Tower on steroids.
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean, that was the inspiration.
Yeah. Because then you see,
Trump meets Playboy Mansion, I guess.
yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
Minus the girls.
So he's got a
Yeah.
hot tub.
Well, he
and-
did have the two girls,
Oh, yeah.
Because they were
yeah.
watching the Clint Eastwood movie.
which is great foreshadowing.
Right, again.
That's a great setup
Huh.
for.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's your name? Clint Eastwood.
And the whole bulletproof. Yeah. So that's Fistful of Dollars. It's one of my favorite westerns.
Fair enough.
I
I was
love
going to
it.
say, sitting at this table, there's at least two people who are very into westerns.
Oh,
I
you
think one more than the other, but
say
there's
you
a few
throw
that I like.
you throw down spaghetti westerns. I am down to clown. The darker, the meaner, the better. The longer and slower, the better.
There you go. So Marty gets knocked over the head. He ends up, and again, it comes back to one of those, oh, he's waking up. Mom, is that you?
Oh, and the real change.
Yes.
So, a little tidbit. So, whenever he's like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And he bops them and they go, the easy way. So, in theaters, that's the real change. Like, whenever you have a movie on reel, it's several reels. And that was the real change. Well, a lot of people who worked at theaters didn't know that was in the movie. So, they just cut the reel too soon and cut that off. So if you watched it in the theater, you might not have heard the easy way.
Huh.
You probably didn't know that was in there until you saw it on video or on TV.
Right. Huh. Well, I never saw it in theaters originally, so
Yeah, I
wouldn't
didn't
know.
either.
I mean, I was one, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Right. So Marty wakes up. His mom's there, as always, taking care of him.
Tammy Faye Baker sitting there.
Yes. Again, she
Apparently was the inspiration for
that
makeup.
Yeah. And, yeah, she looks different. And as Marty's like, that can't be, you're so big. It's like, oh, wow. Yeah.
And she's back to being borderline alcoholic.
Yep. She's back to just carrying a bottle and swigging it and just walking around and...
Depressed about her life.
And then she's basically the submissive, abused housewife where, you know, she just finally admits, I was wrong, he was right, he takes care of us, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, there's another reference to Joey. Your brother Joey.
Yeah.
Put your son Dave in prison with your brother Joey. So another Joey reference.
Joey, the jailbird.
Yep. You never meet Joey. Well, actually, no, you did meet Joey in the first one. I forgot. That's why you...
Better get used to these bars, kid.
Every time we take him out of there, he cries, and that's the only time when he's quiet.
That's such a great line.
It is. Better get used to those bars, kid. So Biff in 1985. See, it gets confusing after a while. He's pretty upset that Marty's apparently not supposed to be in Switzerland or somewhere.
Yeah, like a boarding school or something.
In somewhere overseas.
Yeah, not there.
Right, he's not there when he's supposed to be, so he's wasting money. Blah 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 blah, and so he ends up escaping and getting out of there and meets back up with Doc at the cemetery after he finds out that Biff killed his father, George, so many years ago, or whatever. I guess when Marty was just a little bitty kid. I think
Marty it was in 73.
Yeah.
So he would have been 5?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because if he was 17 in 85, then he was born in 68, so make him 5. Yeah. So he's back there, and that's where he meets back up with Doc, that's where I knew you would be there, and that's how they find out that Biff won all this money back when he turned 21, when he could start betting using the book. And they notice that the image, they zoom in, look at his pocket and his coat. There's a sports almanac. Like, damn it, he stole my idea.
I mean, that movie takes a real dark turn in that sequence.
It really does.
It's kind of surprising how dark that thing gets.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you almost feel like it fits right in the Mad Max world.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially so like the first Mad Max is like not like the rest of them. Mm. It definitely would fit in with that first one where it hasn't gone quite wastelandy yet, but
it's on the way.
The rules are kind of
established.
Like laws, whatever.
Right. Whoopee. So they go back to Doc's run-down place, and they start determining what happened. And Marty's like, I'll find out, when and where, so they know when to go back to. So he goes back to the Pleasure Palace or whatever you call it, and party's over, girls, and throws the remote in the...
While he's watching his Western.
Right. So they have their little discussion, and Biff surprisingly just tells the entire story, fills everybody in.
Which is surprising.
Right, that he's honest about it.
I mean, it's like a true like villain from old movies where it's like, I'm going to tell you my entire plan. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why are you doing it? And in some cases, this is one of those cases, I guess Watchmen was another example where it's like, I'm not going to tell you all this if I thought you had a chance of getting away with any of this. Like, I'm going to shoot you.
Right. Which is, before Biff can shoot him or whatever, he's like, he was told, be on the lookout for a wild-eyed scientist and a crazy kid or something like that. It's funny. I just never thought it would be you. And then,
uses
Marty ends
the Frisbee.
Yeah, the match,
which becomes a thing in the third one then.
Right. So he does
Frisbee's
that.
pies.
Runs away, gets up on top. They have their interaction about, they'll never track this. I never tracked to match the bullet that killed your old man. Funny, 2 McFlys, 1 gun. And then Marty knows.
And I love it's so subtle that it's like, because you see that, okay, McFly murdered, he's dead and all, and that's just one little line. There's like this whole backstory about how he murdered George McFly.
Right.
And it's just told in just this one little line.
Mm-hmm. And then your brain makes up the rest.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you already watched it.
So subtle.
You fill in the details.
Yeah, it's like you don't need any more.
Yeah. So Marty jumps off the building, which is really onto the car. The DeLorean pops up. Doc Brown opens up the gull wing door and smacks Biff, and they get in, and then they go. They know right when and where to go and all this stuff. Then, you go back to 1955, and old Biff is meeting up with young Biff, he's sitting in the car as the car is back from getting repaired from the manure, stuff like that. And, hey, old man, what are you doing in my car? And all this stuff. And the whole outfits thing where, wear something inconspicuous. And Marty's wearing the black leather jacket and the hat, stuff like that. Very inconspicuous. Nobody would think that's out of the ordinary.
Especially with him creeping around.
Right. Sunglasses, a walkie-talkie and stuff.
Yeah.
So they go through the whole thing of how Biff gets the book and yada, 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 and all that stuff. So then it becomes how to get the book back, and there they go.
They kind of half succeed.
Right.
But then at the end, we finally realize, oh, this isn't just a one-off. This is a 2 of 3.
Yeah.
And enter third movie.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that. So on some of the home video releases, they don't include the trailer for 3 at the end of 2.
Huh.
But the theatrical cut had the trailer on it.
Kind of like...
Because it was all filmed by the time that they
Kind of
released
like watching that new Tommy Wiseau movie.
Oh, yeah.
Friends, Unfriend... I don't remember, but it was like we watched the first part, and then
there was Friends.
Yeah,
with the R in parentheses.
Yeah. And at the end, you kind of see what's to come, and we're like, oh, good.
Apparently, they got the idea from. So they did a movie in 1973 of the Three Musketeers, and at the end of Three Musketeers, they had a trailer for the Four Musketeers. I did a little reading up on it. Apparently, none of the cast knew that there was going to be a Four Musketeers, and they only were contractually obligated to do the
3.
first one. And so a lot of scenes that they'd filmed were cut from the 3 that was going to be used to make a whole new movie, and which has led to contractual things since then. But that's where they got the original idea from. Is, hey, let's put the trailer in at the end of here to like next summer.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a neat idea, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if you know the movie, you're
you already had it planned out.
Yeah.
You have all the beat for beat things to happen. You know where you're trying to head, and you know what the outcome's going to be already.
Well, they had
Why
most
not?
of 3 already done, like in the can. So it's like, well, why not show it off?
Yeah, it's a perfect teaser for, hey, you enjoyed this one? Let's make sure to come back for the third one.
There's more to come.
Yeah.
And we get Joe Flaherty in one of my favorite Joe Flaherty roles.
America loves their trilogies.
Oh, boy.
And in this rare case, this is a trilogy that kind of is all right.
Yeah. But with the second one, it's interesting to see the different perspectives as Marty. How would we call this Marty? The new Marty in 1955, who's watching the whole interaction between Marty, Biff, George, all that stuff in the car, Lorraine, interact and stuff like that.
Current Marty.
Right. And how he comes back and, Biff's laying on the ground. He's like, stand back, I know CPR. And one guy,
Wesley Mann.
What's CPR?
They call him, his credit is the CPR kid, even though he's clearly like 30 years old.
Right.
But he always plays like that same kind of doofy role. Mm-hmm. Like, I looked him up because I knew I'd seen him in other things, and the thing that always pops in my head is, if anyone remembers Who's Harry Crumb?
John Candy.
He was in that.
Oh, God.
And, the doofiest of roles in that one. But, like, he's more concerned about the wallet than he is that he's okay.
Hey, did he take... did he take his... I think he took his wallet. And then whenever Biff comes to, I think he took your wallet.
I think he took his wallet.
That's the only things he is concerned about.
Yeah.
No, that is so funny. And how they run into each other. And then, God, I don't even know which version of Biff we should say this is, but he runs into current Marty and then gets smacked in the face with the door from the other Marty. It's just... and
Nobody
First Marty.
calls me. Bam.
right. Yeah. And then one Marty is up on stage, the other Marty's underneath the table, and then Biff's crew's like, hey, how did he get up there? And how did he change clothes so fast?
They did change. So that's the one thing I noticed. They did retcon one little element from 1 to 2. Whenever Marvin is going to make the phone call, in the first one, he just goes to the phone to make the call. In the second one, they had to have the rigging, so they added in the ladder that he has to kind of hop around.
Right.
But he makes it very noticeable that he's hopping around it.
Yeah.
So that always jumped out to me like, oh, you're just kind of pointing out that that wasn't there before.
Yeah, because they had to film it obviously in a separate location because they had to rig up stuff so Marty could be looking down at his other self in
To drop the
1955.
sandbags and- Yeah.
To do all that stuff. It's just those interesting little tidbits, like how they reproduced all that stuff so well to tie that in, to where you almost thought that you just used the same footage and just different perspectives.
I think the
different
only
takes.
footage that they reused was the Crispin Glover shots,
Yeah,
where they show him. I guess you'd call that dancing.
yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
think so. Yeah, whatever. He was
I don't know.
doing.
I can't dance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than what I could do. I'll throw that out there.
All right. So they get that all resolved and everything is taken care of with the second one. They're back to normal. Jennifer's okay. And then they go to the third. To be continued.
And they pick up right where they left off.
And Marty knows about don't get struck by lightning.
Right. Which is
He's got experience.
right. Which actually is a funny line in, I think, the third one, where something about lightning and Doc's like, "Don't say lightning."
Yeah,
Something like that.
how he met Jennifer.
Right.
It's like, oh, you just know. It's like getting struck by lightning. Oh, Marty, please don't say that.
Yeah, that was great. And then how many names is the ravine? So it starts out as Clayton Ravine, but before Clayton Ravine,
It was
it's something
Shonash
else.
Ravine, which
And-
was an old Indian name.
Right. And then at the
Then
very
became
end,
Clayton Ravine because the teacher supposedly went off.
right.
But then because she didn't go off the edge, it became Eastwood Ravine.
Which you realize is at the very end of part 3, which, man, we just skipped way ahead on that one.
Yeah,
But
we did.
Big fast forward. But no, I thought, I mean, again, as a Western fan, you're a Western fan, I thought they did pretty good with this.
Well, the thing that I didn't really notice it until the last probably couple times I watched it was so there's two really types of westerns from like 50s or let's say 80s. There's like the positive heroic gunfight at noon, clean cut good cowboys, and then there's kind of the darker, meaner spaghetti westerns, which are typically slower and like
Right.
Clint Eastwood type ones, whereas like you could argue John Wayne and even Jimmy Stewart, some of those could be Glenn Ford, Gene Autry. Like a lot of those are like the more positive. This kind of incorporates both sides. It's kind of got the positive outlook on the West, and it's kind of got the darker side, and especially when it gets to the gunfight near the end. Oh, they're using like every spaghetti western camera angle there is,
Right.
and I geek out every time.
Right. Yeah, the low, like right underneath the holster, kind
Through
of
the
look.
legs, and yeah. The other thing I've noticed a lot in all three of them is like the framing of characters. Getting cinematically nerdy here. You don't have. Well, you do have. You have scenes where one character's like right in the foreground and one's kind of far in the background, and then they'll like switch, kind of go back and forth. I love those shots, and the third one has a lot of those. Well, mostly because of the gunfight scenes.
Right.
There's always something pretty to look at.
There is.
It's not quite like Deadwood dark, sadly.
Well, Back to the Future more lighthearted.
Yeah, obviously they're not going to quite do that.
Yeah, it's not going to be an HBO release like that.
I know, no.
I mean, so did we mention that it was May 27th for this one?
No, not yet. 6 months after part 2.
Yeah, that's,
it's a very quick turnaround
that's
in the world of
back.
sequels. But again, it was already done.
Right.
Quicker than the Ninja Turtles when we
Right.
mentioned them, but better, much better than what the Ninja Turtles turnaround was.
Right.
And then 1990, so like you said, the next year, and $244 million from another $40 million budget.
So it makes you wonder, though, because the $40 million budget's the same for 2 and 3. Is that the same $40 million?
There's no way.
I would find it hard to believe,
Yeah.
but they did the first one on 19, roughly 20.
Ooh,
Well, I know
I don't
the
know.
second one, they got, the cast got a raise,
Okay.
and the crew tried to get a raise, but the studio's like, no.
Yeah.
You're not in the movie.
Yeah, you're not in it.
Yeah, you just help make it happen.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, 74% critics liked it, and 78% of the audience enjoyed it. So a little bit better reviews from critics.
Yeah.
Little
I
bit.
mean, it kind of ties it up in a nice, neat bow for
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
I still, when I was a kid, it was probably my favorite one. But as I've gotten older, it's kind of become my least favorite. Only because tonally, it's much slower than the other two.
Yeah.
There's
fair
not as
enough.
much density of background stuff to notice.
Density or destiny?
Both. Both. And the other thing is, the shift away from like Marty into like Doc's life and his pursuit of that just never did anything for me.
Right, yeah, he's like, I've got to bring Doc back and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna have a love story now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get
It's
on.
just-
Give me gunfights.
right.
Dance. And he starts moonwalking.
Starts moonwalking, yeah. Spins around, jumps or whatever, and kicks the spittoon, which Mad Dog Buford catches and just pours all over him like, oh.
You better run, squirrel.
Yeah.
The one thing I do have to say about this movie is there's so many actors in it who were in westerns,
Right.
like a shit ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like all three of the barflies were all like in westerns in the 50s and 60s. The bartender was in a bunch of westerns. The barbed wire salesman, who everyone loves, the barbed wire salesman, he was in Pale Rider, I believe. The Colt salesman was in Blazing Saddles.
Oh.
And my favorite other one, the train engineer, was in Deliverance, telling Ned Beatty to squeal.
Squeal like a pig,
Squeal! Boy, he's chewing up the scenery like, well, if you got a straight level track.
Right. Yeah, he's really going into whenever Marty and Doc are asking him, you really think we can get this thing up to, 90 miles an hour?
Tarnation, why would anyone want to go that fast?
Right. Yeah, that is. See, if you disconnect all the cars, you get a nice level straight track. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it would be possible.
And a really, really hot fire.
Yeah. So the mayor, who was not in westerns, was originally in a Robert Zemeckis student film when he was in college.
Whoa.
I know that's a little tidbit, but the most important tidbit, probably of the night that blew me away, they actually tried to get Ronald Reagan to be the mayor. They asked, and he thought about it, but decided not to.
Yeah, he just came off the presidency.
Yeah, he was just fresh out of presidency, and he loved the first one, obviously, because he was mentioned in there, and he
Right.
loved that joke.
Yeah.
But, can you imagine if he would have shown up as the mayor?
That would have been interesting.
It would have been pretty awesome.
I mean, the mayor just has a few lines. So
Yeah,
a
he's
few
only in a
scenes.
couple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just letting Doc know that Clara is going to be arriving, and then at the festival.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's it.
really the only two things that I can recall.
Hubert. What a great name.
Hubert.
Hubert.
No, with the third one, you can really tell that Marty, or not Marty, but we'll just say Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, I mean, they have gelled. They have been working together for so long, so many lines that they've worked together in scenes. I mean, they're just so smooth with all this.
Their timing is perfect.
Yeah. It's, whenever Doc's trying to figure out, okay, so how do we get him back to whatever, we got to go through this whole thing and find the DeLorean. It's in a mine somewhere, so they figure it out, and then they start throwing out the whole Jules Verne and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and all this different things, and they find the DeLorean and how it's just been sitting here for 70 years or whatever it was at the time. The tires are all rotted out. They're not the white walls anymore. Or no, they were white walls. After they get it back, they get it fixed and up and running, and they're at the drive-in or whatever it is, white walls. But that outfit that...
See, there's that 1950s happy, positive Western
attire.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, sure, all the cowboy. Well, in 1955, I mean, a lot of Westerns kind of looked like that.
Right. You never see Clint Eastwood wearing... Who's Clint Eastwood?
Right.
Oh, yeah, you haven't heard of him yet.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too long after that he was in Rawhide.
Yeah.
He wasn't a household name yet, but...
Which is, again, so funny how whenever Marty and Doc reconnect in 1885, Marty, we're going to have to get you some... You're going to get hung around here. Who do trust you like this? You did.
Yeah.
You did. You just like, pats on.
Right.
It's like that is just, again, their chemistry was so... It's so believable. You tell they're like really friendly with all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if the pairing could have worked had it have stayed Eric Stoltz or maybe even somebody else. I don't know. I just don't think it would have.
I don't even think that the first one would have been a success.
No.
I mean, it just... From what the footage I've seen, it's...
Stiff.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but that's like the best compliment I can give it.
Mm-hmm.
Serviceable, but not great.
Nope. No, definitely would not have. No, the scenes are great with all this. They're building the clock tower at this time, the courthouse and all that. So it's all being erected. The clock's not even in place yet.
And I love how, and this is totally accurate, nobody's clocks were the exact same. Because there wasn't like, yeah, it's 8 o'clock, but like nobody had the same 8 o'clock.
Right.
So whatever, it's like 5 till 8, and Buford's got 8 o'clock. Like, well, yeah, that's the way it was. Like the only reason they standardized the time was for the trains.
Right.
But in general, people didn't always know exactly what time it was.
Nope. No, they didn't.
Gonna duel at high noon?
Right.
No, 7 o'clock.
I like to do my killing before breakfast.
Right.
Exactly.
Only in the silly movies.
Yeah, well,
is
I
it
like
at
to do
noon.
it after.
Yeah, like why would you get in a shootout in the heat of the day? Like, no, do it when it's nice and cool out.
Right. It's nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, there was something I was trying to think of just a moment ago, and it has escaped me. I'm going to have to try to recall that.
I love the homage to the first one about doing a model again,
Oh, gosh, yes.
because they didn't do that in the second one.
Right.
But and it always cracks me up about apologizing for the scale.
Right. Yeah, I know. Again, not the scale. I get it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine, Doc.
Yeah, I get the idea.
No, but at least they didn't catch the barn on fire.
Yeah, right.
Or they almost did in the first one.
Yeah. Well, because that was the story in the original timeline. Doc's house burnt down because he's in that mansion, which if I remember correctly, reading up things like his family was rich and he inherited the house, and then he burned it down in some experiment.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, in doing the little test in part 1, that is the moment when it should have burnt down, but because they didn't, he's still living in his mansion.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure you don't see it in 1985.
No, I don't recall. No,
So
I
that's
don't recall in 85.
That house is called the Gamble House, which I guess was a Frank Lloyd Wright house.
It kind of looks, you look at it and you can kind of see the architecture style.
So whenever they were doing part 3, they were actually invited in to film in it, and they would have been the first film crew ever to film inside of it. But they went in and scouted it and looked around, and they're like,
nope,
we're going to tear the hell out of this place on accident. So let's just not do that.
We'll just shoot outside.
We're going to shoot outside, and then we'll have a set for the inside.
Yeah.
Probably a good call.
Yeah.
My uncle, the one who lives in LA, had a made-for-TV movie filmed in his house back in, I think, the 70s. And he said, I will never allow a film crew in here ever again. He said they tore up so much stuff. He's like, it wasn't even on purpose. It's just that many people doing that much work.
Right, because they want to try to get it done in and out as soon as possible.
Yep. The longer it takes, the more money it costs.
Yep, that's for sure. I do like how he goes through all that trouble to make one single ice cube.
It's a refrigerator.
Right.
No, it's an ice
Iced
maker.
tea?
And it's a cloudy-ass ice cube,
Well,
too.
yeah, it kind of goes back to when Marty meets Seamus and Maggie.
Glass of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just holds it up and looks at it, and he just sets it down, and nobody takes a drink of it.
Yeah.
Well, the St. Louis folk back in the day would have been quite proud of that water.
Yeah. Which we found out. Well, that's the one. If I have to point to like a Deadwood moment, like that would be it, because in that short, quick little moment, it's kind of showing like the West isn't all wonderful,
Right.
dirty ass water, and you got buckshot in your food.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like-
From shooting the rabbits.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna call a little bullshit. Okay, so growing up as a kid, I hunted my fair share of rabbits and squirrel, and my grandma would clean them, and she wouldn't miss one buckshot. So just saying.
Well, I guess the skills have adapted over the years.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I was saying, no one says that they were good cooks.
Fair enough too.
You saw how oily and greasy and wet those things looked.
And stiff.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
It did not look pleasant.
No. It looked like
probably no salt at all.
looked like a
Right.
pot roast. Only a very wet pot roast. He meets his great grandfather, the first McFly born in America.
And he peed on me.
Yep.
But that's another one of those great like transitions where he like hands the baby to himself, which they cover for just like a split second of Leah Thompson walking in front of. Oh, so simple. So it's all practical.
Yep. Very subtle.
Very subtle. The only time that for me it really jumps out is whenever Marty's talking to Seamus and they're at I guess it's at the festival thing after the confrontation. And you can, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like, and apparently this is how they did it, was they filmed him like in front of like a screen, and then behind him they played the footage. So he's like literally talking to footage.
Right, because
And
you
he
can
kind of stands out
you
from
can
it.
tell Maggie / Leah Thompson.
She's not looking at him.
right,
Like her vision, like her viewpoint.
like looking over his left shoulder
Yeah.
or something, and she's kind of like pale or a little.
The
brighter.
coloring's a little different.
right.
Yeah.
you can tell the coloring is off.
Yeah. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm just creating this in my head or what, but I looked it up and yeah, that's.
I mean, it was still.
I wondered who
again,
she was looking at because I thought she was looking at him, but
Right. I mean, for
Here's looking
1990,
at you, kid.
they still, I think, did a
oh,
good
it's still
job with it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for no CG, fantastic.
For sure.
And in this film, Strickland is Marshall.
And only in like a scene.
Yeah, he only had 2 scenes. One when Tannen and his gang had to give up the firearms.
That's right.
To before they, all right, this is a party.
Yep, actually, in the like a
Right
few minutes
before
later,
the big.
where's ZZ Top's playing?
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, the big musical scene that I think I attribute and always think of that song when I think of Back to the Future 3.
double back.
Yep. It's like just so good as like a little violin or.
So I got
fiddle.
the ZZ Top Greatest Hits and had that song on there, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
like, hooray! And then I listened to it, and it's the actual electric version that's during the credits. And I'm like, oh, I wanted the acoustic one.
Right. Yeah, because I really like that version that's playing at the festival.
A little disappointing that Strickland doesn't show up at the end. Instead, it's the deputy.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that. The reason is originally Strickland was going to be murdered by the Tannen gang. And that's why he didn't show up in the end. But they decided to cut that out because it's too dark. I mean, after, showing the chalk outline in part 2, come on, talk about too dark.
Right.
So originally they were going to arrest him for the murder of Marshall Strickland, but then they changed it to the robbing of the Pine City stage.
Mm-hmm.
Too dark, my
Which
ass.
is what whenever Marty and Tannen were trying to figure out when they were going to fight or whatever. Can't do it tomorrow because whatever, we're robbing the stagecoach. And then can't do it on that day.
Yeah,
Well, how's Monday look?
oh, that's fine. You can kill him on Monday.
Right, Monday. Yeah. No, just again, just trying to keep all this stuff together and the meeting and falling in love with Clara and as they're trying to figure this all out and yeah, it's Clayton Ravine and blah blah blah. And, we got to think in the fourth dimension. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I have a problem with that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like he's finally acknowledged. Yeah, I don't do the smart shit.
Right. God. Which, I mean, it was briefly mentioned earlier in the movie when he's talking about with Doc about, if I keep going, I'm going to run into those Indians. No, you're not thinking in the fourth dimension. There's not going to be any Indians there when you get to 1885. Oh, yeah.
And surprise.
Right. Indians.
Uh,
He throws it in reverse and somehow manages to outrun them and drive over a little hill back into the cave. The Indians all go over him. Then he pokes his head up again, and there's the cavalry. And then the bear.
So that's another thing. See, at that moment, there's another thing that bothers me. So in the first movie, he's like, so does it run on ordinary unleaded? Or and he's like, nope, needs a little more of a kick. Plutonium. And now suddenly in this one, he's like, oh, the internal combustion engine runs on unleaded gasoline. It always has.
Right. Right.
But in the first one, it just makes my head explode.
I know, it's kind of those lines there. Because, yeah,
I get a little bothered by that. It's like, I know why you're doing it. It's because movie.
Mm-hmm.
But you've established that not necessarily. Now, some people I have found out have said that whenever they put in Mr. Fusion and took out the plutonium reactor, that's whenever. But he does say that it always has been powered by the engine.
Implying that it from the beginning.
Yeah. So
The
that
gas
always
portion.
kind of bothered me.
Well, gas in 2015 was what I have down, 7 something a gallon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $7 a gallon in 2015. So thankfully, they got that wrong.
So I'm going to throw this out there. What's the most expensive you've paid for a gallon of gas? Because I know what mine is. I kept the receipt because I couldn't believe how expensive
Mine
it was.
was in the fours, low fours. That was not around St. Louis. That was traveling.
Yeah, same.
See, mine was in St. Louis and it was $3.99.
Okay.
And I forgot what year it was. I kept the receipt, and the receipt's since faded, so I can't look.
That was probably when I was in college-ish, so 2008.
It's probably the
That would
mid.
Maybe
sound about
plus or
right.
minus a couple
Mid-2000s.
years.
Yeah, so somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It got pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we were on track for that $7.
Well, we were on there. Yeah, they were trying to make that one a reality.
Yeah. Yeah, they tried.
Enter Tesla.
Right. But no, during that whole thing where Marty and Doc are talking about the what it runs on. Just Doc's tone once he realizes that the fuel line, that he has no gas.
That's some good acting there.
That is.
Yeah. I mean, the look and the tone and the fact that he's putting on his duster and only gets one arm in and just freezes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Like, Marty, it runs on, everything does this, but the internal combustion engine runs on regular gasoline. Always has. And there won't be a gas station around here for
another
turn of the century.
Mid-20th century, yeah. The other thing that bothers me is right after that is, so Doc's a scientist. Mm-hmm. He's a smart guy.
Very.
He's put together certain things very quickly in this series. We've seen this. Mm-hmm. So he would know, actually, a logical person would know that you can't use horses to hook up to a car and get it anywhere near 88 miles an hour.
Right.
It looks cool.
No matter how many horses.
But it's not going to happen.
Yeah. They hook up that team of horses and just riding through the desert. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, it's like a great visual, and it was on all the trailers, and it's like,
you should have known.
You should know.
You created a time machine.
Right.
You think you could figure out how to make gasoline.
Start thinking fourth dimensionally here, Doc.
Yeah. So they try to put in some alcohol. It's the strongest they got. Throws out the fuel injection system or whatever it was. Blows out
Take
the back.
me a month to rebuild.
It looked like a distributor cap, just saying.
I thought that, I was like, and it also looked like the wires are clipped.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Like, as it comes out, it's all spider wires all over the place.
Car part.
Yeah.
It's
car
car
random
part.
Car part.
Car part for movie.
Right.
But that sets up like my favorite shot of the movie, which is, I think this is genius. In fact, it's my favorite shot of the entire series.
Wow.
Is where he's like trying to talk about, like trying to brainstorm, like how can we, we wait till winter and we go down. And it's like, no, we can't wait that long. And so he's like, well, we can't pull it. We know we can't run on its own power, but if we can push it up. And as he's discussing this, out the window, you see the train, like perfectly timed.
Yep.
And
blowing
that
its whistle.
that train can't just go on a dime. So you know that they had to time his line perfectly for that train to go by, and he had to deliver the line at such timing.
Right.
And that's not a short shot either. That's a long piece of dialogue.
As long as it would have taken to, all right, cut, back up the train.
Yeah, like how, I want to know how
again.
long it took for them to get that perfect, because that is a damn difficult shot to time perfectly.
Yeah. That is.
Never thought about that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The
I did
timing.
notice that scene again when watch it, because I watched 3 today.
Oh, nice.
This afternoon, I'm like, I'm going to watch that one again. I think it was this morning, but either way. And I did notice that scene. I'm like, look at the train just magically just appears.
Yeah, and
There's
nowadays
the
CG,
Right.
no big deal.
But then when you're dealing with a train of that size.
Yeah, because it takes a while to get moving.
No.
Yeah, those things aren't like cars. They don't start and stop on a dime.
No.
Unless you're his flying train.
Exactly.
Which is about the time that I'm like, okay, we're going cartoon now.
Yeah, because there was something there at the end.
Yeah,
It was like you're just going through, and they end up getting the whole aspect of how he pretty much just tells Claire. I mean, he tells her the truth that they can't be together, and this is why. It would have been fine if you just you didn't love me, but then you had to go and tell me like this or whatever.
Make up something because of the stuff that I like to read.
I'm partial to the writings of Jules Verne.
Yeah.
I love her dialogue in that because it's very, I don't want to say quaint, but it's very period specific. Her word choice.
Yeah, she did good with that.
It's
good lines.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that she was originally in the timeline supposed to die.
Right.
So them changing the timeline, her living, doesn't really affect a whole lot.
No.
Which is kind of the only person that a time traveler could really end up with. Somebody who's not going to affect the timeline any.
Right. Yeah, which is kind of interesting that worked out. I guess good for him. Good for her.
I just find it fascinating. So there's certain things like we don't need, like we've already explained, like there's certain things like we don't need to be explained or shown or anything. We kind of figure it out on our own. But then there's one at the end of this one that just, for me, it's kind of too big of a leap. He's complaining, you can't have gas. You can't, because gas isn't going to be around for a long time.
Right.
You can't have all these technological things. And you have this gigantic room-sized machine to make ice.
1 cube of ice at a time.
1 cube of ice at a time that whistles like a train.
Right.
And somehow, in the span of a few years,
Plus some kids.
with those kids,
Yeah.
in the age that those kids have been born and raised to the age they
Right.
are, he's created a flying time-traveling train.
In 1885 to 1890 something.
Right. I'm like, this is a bit of a stretch.
Right. With the limited technology that
Right.
he had, while not getting killed or anything by anybody else.
Yeah.
Couldn't create gasoline, make train.
Make train fly.
Steam powered
Okay.
flying train.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one could argue he created some sort of a makeshift flux capacitor, hooked it up to a train, went to the future where he got all the flying shit
Right.
done.
For 39,000.
Which, okay, fine,
Well, maybe
maybe.
it costs more than 40,000.
Oh, for a train, sure. And double the price.
But I'm wondering if it took him from 1955 to 1985 to figure out how to make a flux capacitor with those parts, how did he find the parts in the 1880s to create it? I wonder these things.
I know. Well, they had to close it up somehow.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's all-
it's like a fun, like, oh, they're continuing on, and okay.
Does that make him the first Doctor?
There are fan theories that he was one of the doctors,
Yeah.
which would
Doc
be
Brown.
personality wise, he fits in with a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah. People he's Doc most of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do we think of the whole scene of when they're actually pushing the DeLorean? So, they've quote unquote robbed the train for the science experiment, and they take off in the train and get to the DeLorean, and they're getting ready they're going back. Clara's staying behind, yada, yada, yada.
Well, I mean, like I was saying in the beginning, this series has a really good way of keeping you on the edge of your seat, even though you probably know what's going to happen. It's like, oh my God, they're doing it. Here it goes. Wait, something went wrong. Oh God, now what? What's next? They do it the whole series long.
And I don't want to use the term, because lately it's been overused, subverting your expectations. But you assume that, oh, Claire is there now, so they're all three going to climb in the DeLorean and get away, but that's not what happens. So I kind of like that it's like that they're all going to make it, but then it's like, oh, but are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also love the Presto logs,
Yeah.
because it's a very simple
Yeah.
way of accelerating.
Color-coded and-
Yeah, I mean, it heightens the excitement and the danger level, and it's a very simple color cue.
Right, you throw them all three in. It's color coded with the little dial that they somehow. It's like, how are you able to get that where you can monitor the boiler
Right?
temperature
and not
in
make
the
gasoline?
And it's not
Right.
like wireless technology here.
Exactly. Right. See, these are questions that I have.
Right,
This is why each movie just kind of lowers a little for me.
but it's like we're not supposed to overthink it.
but try not to over.
I know,
Turn your brain off.
But
right.
sometimes it's hard.
I mean, we're talking about a time machine. Come on.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you should just think back to it. Just in the first one, when Marty they were able to get the lightning strike timed perfectly. When
Even though he left after the clock was
Right.
telling him to go.
right, so if he would have left on time, he would have probably crashed into the movie theater at the end of the street.
Exactly.
Because he wouldn't have, and then the bolt of lightning
Yep.
would have struck.
And what are the odds that you would time it to the exact millisecond? Because, lightning travels fast.
Yeah.
And to meet those 2 points, it's a little, yeah. But at the same time, I can't remember who said it, but there was some director, and I'm going to have to look it up. But somebody said, like, the more outlandish your movie is, as long as you explain it and you play it for what it is, the audience will believe it.
And the rules are established.
And the rules are, as long as you have the established rules, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and even though, you know, there is that big plot hole in the second one and we have questions in the third and stuff, they're not necessarily things you probably notice the first time you watch it.
Right.
In fact, you might not notice it for 10, 15, 20 viewings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of a strength.
Right. It's not something that cripples each film.
Right.
It's still enjoyable.
It's only nerds like me who've seen it
Right.
more times than I should have.
Yeah, that is something, because they have one shot for Marty to drop the hoverboard to Doc.
Uh-huh.
Nailed it first
Yeah.
time.
I mean, right in the foot strap.
Yep. That look on his face.
Right.
I mean, Christopher Lloyd's facial expressions are just classic.
Oh yeah. Well, lately I've been watching some old Taxi clips with him. Oh, he had them back then too.
Oh yeah.
Man, those facial expressions are just gold.
Yeah, just great. And they timed it just right so that the DeLorean doesn't crash into the track block at the end where it's like, end of track, no more track. It goes through, and then amazingly, it takes a few seconds for the train to come through and destroy that.
Yeah, it's like, because it's going 88, so it should be taking, like, the fire trail should be at 88, but it seemed to, like, shoot off faster.
Right.
Well, it's a time machine.
Right.
Okay.
Movie.
Because of movie.
Don't overthink it.
Whenever there's a question you can't answer, it's always because of movie.
Mm-hmm. And then about the whole scene at the festival and stuff where, you know, Marty is just, it always goes back to him being not wanting his temper. Temper always gets him in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the overarching series arc.
Right. Just
Like
watch your
controlling his temper.
Right. And Doc never wanted to tell him, this is why you want to control your temper, because in the future it's going to get you in...
There's hints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He kind of hints at it.
And I love that resolution where he goes reverse.
Yep. Decides not to race him, and that was the event that kind of spiraled everything.
Right. He avoids it. He learned his lesson and doesn't engage Needles when truck racing, when the race is presented.
And Needles Gang, which oddly enough, all three of those dudes are one dude from each of Biff's gangs from all three time periods.
It's like, how...
What a neat little...
Yeah. It's like, how did those guys never fall out of that truck whenever they're swerving? That's a pretty intensive turn.
Oh, yeah. I just want to know how the truck didn't flip.
Right.
I mean, that's quite a stop there.
Yeah.
I had a car. Actually, my first car was a 66 Mustang, and I was flying over a hill, and just as I reached the peak of the hill, I got to the top and looked over, and a dude was backing out into the road, and I did that same maneuver in that car, and it did not have anti-lock brakes. It had just regular, standard old boring brakes. And those wheels locked up, and I was like, I'm going to die. And somehow I fishtailed around that car.
Wow.
And afterward, I mean, I was just like, oh my God, never fly over that hill like that again. And the first thing that popped in my head is, I'm Needles.
Yeah. I'm as good a driver as Needles is.
Oh, wow. I didn't crash into that Rolls.
No.
That definitely wasn't a Rolls, but whatever.
I think another of my favorite lines from the third one is when Doc is kind of telling everybody in the bar his sorrows and stuff, and he's telling everybody about what the future holds and blah 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 and all this stuff, and then he takes that one
we have
drink.
automobiles.
Right. And he takes that one drink and just falls face first into the table. Marty's like, how many have to drink? Has he been drinking all night? That was his first.
Apparently, originally he was supposed to be drinking all night, but I guess like the day of filming, they're like, we can't have our main protagonist hammered And then they're like, and you know, all the stuff he's got to do right after it, he's not going to be able to do if he's hammered. Well, let's just make him really sensitive to alcohol and just have one. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
works.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Let's make some wake up juice.
Now, I know you fellas and I have imbibed quite a bit in our past. Have you ever drank a bunch of spicy stuff like that and that sobered you up?
No.
No.
I've never considered.
That I don't think that's how that works.
Nope.
Right. How he kind of suddenly wakes up, runs out, puts his head in the trough, and they pull him back out,
And he's out.
still out.
Yeah.
Like, no, that was just a
Reflex.
reflex reaction. He'll still be out a few more minutes. Oh God.
I love how, oh boy, the headache. I wish I had Tylenol. After one shot.
One little shot. But you could actually feel, you know, I thought Michael J. Fox did really good at portraying the emotion of Doc's gone, the DeLorean's destroyed, no more. That's it.
And I gotta admit, even now, whenever I watch that scene, it's kind of like a gut punch.
It is.
Whenever
It's
that thing,
like,
I mean, it's, oh my God, that's like the beauty of my childhood. And I've grown up with this car.
Well, and that car is so rare now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, yeah, a little bit. Even then. But now,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
painful.
Seeing them run through essentially a shell.
Yeah.
Because it just,
Yeah.
that train just rolls right through it like a tin can.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like in, I think it's Phantasm 2, there's a Hemi Cuda. Like I forgot what year. I think it's 71 Hemi Cuda that gets completely destroyed. And yeah, it's like, talk about one of the rare cars out there.
Right.
And it's like, why would you do that?
well, again, at the time.
Because the movie, well, no, that movie came out in late 80s.
Oh, well,
So, I mean, it was, again, it's kind of the same thing. Like, it was rare then, but not quite as rare as it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, now that car would probably sell for 6-7 figures.
yeah.
Yeah.
But movie.
Yeah, so he picks up that one piece of the photograph that they had found at the library or whatever of Doc standing next to the clock, and he's like, oh.
His little parts burnt out.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nice little touch.
Yeah. Well, actually, that wasn't the photo that they took together. That was the
Right,
one.
that was the one he found in the library with just
that was
Doc.
just the one with just Doc. It goes
I mean,
back-
it was burnt off.
right to where it looked like
Yeah.
that he was burnt out of the picture.
Well, then Doc swoops in and gives him a present.
Yeah.
Although I guess technically, wouldn't it have changed
Yeah, you would have thought that
to
that
where
photo.
he would have been in it? Because
plot
it changed
hole.
the past.
That's why I said it was burnt out. Like his side, regardless of whether it changed or didn't.
Yeah, whether it
true.
changed or not, it was
Yeah,
burnt
because
out.
it would have added him to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So either way,
Either way,
I think adding those burn char to
It
his
was a nice
side
touch.
where
Was a
he
good-
was
yeah.
standing, you could take it either way.
Because you
and-
couldn't tell if he was added to the photo.
Right.
I like how they said, well, you know, we can't show this to anyone.
you're right. Yeah.
Whatever the photo was taken.
Yeah. My other little favorite little tidbit of this movie is, so on the train he has his initials,
ELB.
ELB. We know what L is. It's Lathrop. Which we know from two sources. Firstly, it's in the cartoon.
Okay.
They mention it. But secondly, originally in a scene that they decided to cut out, he was going to meet a character named Sarah Lathrop, a child, who was his mother. And then Lathrop was then going to be his middle name. Yeah, little tidbit.
Can we talk about how the front of the train that pushed the DeLorean was 131 instead of 121? 1.21 gigawatts.
The reason they did that, I actually know this. The reason they did that was the
Oh.
real train was 3, but they decided because they're like, oh, we have to movify it, so they put a 1 in front and back.
Huh.
But the actual original train just had a 3.
Oh, well, there you go.
Interesting.
But bringing that up, yeah, they didn't know how to pronounce gigawatts,
Of course.
so they're just like
Gigawatts.
So they spelled it JIGA in the script.
So that's how he read it.
So that's how he read it, and that's
And
why,
delivered
because
the line.
they thought it, because they talked to somebody who pronounced it that way, And they're like, oh, this must be how it's pronounced. And then they found out after the movie came out, oh, that's not how you pronounce it.
That is funny. Yeah. I mean, just the way that Christopher Lloyd delivers those lines from the first one. 1.21 gigawatts!
It can be done.
Tom.
Can it, Tom?
Can it be done, Tom? Oh my God. What was I thinking? Oh. So they go back, and then Marty and Jennifer go back to the crash scene, and they're kind of, so sad and stuff like that. Jennifer's finally, I guess, been clued in on the truth of everything.
I guess it clicks because she's got that fax still.
Right.
Which changes.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it disappeared. Then they go back, and they just get blown back because they hear the, train crossing bells start ringing, and they look, there's no train coming. All of a sudden, hey, look, it's ELB, and there's Doc and Clara and Jules and Vern and Einstein. Had to come back and get Einstein.
It's so strange, that train.
Yeah.
So apparently I have a connection to Vern.
Okay.
Sort of. If you want to do 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, sort of.
We're talking about the little boy that played Vern.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have, I guess it's 4 degrees. So my dad was really good friends with a guy whose kid was Vern.
Okay.
I take it back. Not that Vern. Cartoon Vern.
Okay. The voice of
The voice of cartoon Vern.
Not physical actor
Right.
Vern in 3.
Right. I got confused there for a second.
Yeah,
Yes,
that happens.
cartoon Vern was voiced by one of my dad's friends' kids.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and apparently he's like my age, and he didn't really do a whole lot. But he's got an IMDb page. And
Right, for that one series of
yeah, he's got
2 seasons.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, Troy, but I hated your character in that cartoon.
And to be fair, I've never really known there was a cartoon or looked too hard into it, I guess.
I remember watching it some back in the day. I thought it was okay, but
Yeah.
now all the clips and like I've tried to sit down and watch episodes. For me, it's almost painful
Yeah.
because like it's supposed to take place after part 3, but like all the lessons you learn in the movies, like they just kind of throw out the window.
Yeah.
And I would imagine, in the same way as Ghostbusters, they take a kind of a more adult-themed thing and try to kidify it a little bit because of cartoon.
Yeah. Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah, I mean like Marty's like an idiot and not really main character. The dog can drive the car. The kids are the main focus.
Right. It's more about the kids
Yeah.
than it is anybody else, from what I remember. I have not seen it since it aired when I was a kid.
I watched a few episodes earlier this week. Tried to. It's painful.
Yeah.
The only thing that I like about it are the live action sequences.
Right.
Because Christopher Lloyd reprises his role at the beginning and at the end. But then you throw in, which I didn't even remember, Bill Nye showing up.
Right.
He's just called the science guy. He doesn't say anything, but he like does these experiments that Christopher Lloyd like voiceovers.
Huh.
Yeah. Because he was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
And then like that's what led him to get the show. Right.
Really?
Yeah, that blew my mind too.
Yeah. It's like the only way that I know you can get a hold of the animated series of 2 seasons is on the deluxe Blu-ray set that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, they did a couple versions of it. They did a deluxe where it had all 3 movies and the complete series in one, but then they released them separate also.
Okay.
They had like the cartoon in a box and then they had the movies in a box. But you don't see the cartoon box anywhere anymore. So you don't see the deluxe one either.
No, I've got the older, like the first release of the Blu-ray set, not the 30th anniversary Blu-ray set.
Yeah, I just have the O2 DVD set, and I'm surprised it still works.
Because
I've watched it so many times.
I mean, the Back to the Future trilogy, that is a trilogy where when we had cable, if you're flipping through and you see it's on, you just start watching from wherever it is. You could only have
Yes.
10 minutes left in the movie. I'm going to watch that last 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We were in Alabama, and we were watching part of the second one, I thought. Was that where we were doing that? Or was that a different time?
I think, yeah.
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 When I got sick, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Little dummy gurgles.
A little more than that.
Yeah, it's just one of those series that once you see it's on, it's like, yep, I'm watching it. I don't
Yeah,
care
there's a
if
few
I've-
movies like that. It's like, I don't care what I'm doing. Well, I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, and in that cartoon, Mary Steenburgen played Clara.
Yep.
So she came back for that. Michael J. Fox did not.
Nope.
And then there's a bunch of documentaries.
Oh, and also, what's his face? Biff.
Oh,
Blake on his name.
Thomas F. Wilson.
Yes, because he reprises his role,
Which is
which was,
kind of odd because I thought there for a while he wanted to distance himself
I thought so too.
from it. He does or did some stand-up comedy work.
He's-
It's actually pretty funny.
I've seen him in like small like cameos and shows and stuff. And he's a funny guy.
He
Apparently,
really
he's a
is.
super nice guy too.
Right.
But the biggest shock in that cartoon is who voices Doc.
Ooh.
Homer.
Oh, Frank Castanella or whatever.
Dan Castellaneta.
Dan, not Frank. Yep.
Not Frank Welker.
Right. Dan
Ruh-roh.
Castellaneta.
And there's moments where it sounds like Homer, just from what I was watching this
Right.
week. Because like in the movies, he has "Great Scott" was his phrase.
Great Scott.
And then there's the "What in the name of Sir Isaac H. Newton happened here?" Well, in this one, he's got all sorts of little phrases. This is where your jumping gigawatts pops up and a bunch of other goofy little science phrases. And every time he says it, it's like, oh, that sounds like Homer. There are a few does in there.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to look for some of those episodes and just to try to like revisit those.
The ones that are YouTube, the ones I found, they're pretty poor quality. And
Yeah, I could not find any on some of my streaming apps.
yeah, it's fairly obscure.
Yeah, it's not out there being shared.
No.
We'll say that, which is kind of surprising, being as popular as Back to the Future is.
Well, and I mean, really, on top of that, like the whole like, there's not like a big push for like merchandise.
No,
I mean, there wasn't like a toy craze with it. There wasn't like
no, not during the initial run and stuff like that.
I mean, it was just like the movies, the cartoon.
I mean, you share like
McDonald's
some Happy
toys.
Meals,
Yeah,
Happy Meal toys from the cartoon.
they were
not
just from the cartoon.
movie.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's probably some glasses out there. I would guess,
Maybe.
other than movie posters.
Yeah, like other than like T-shirts and posters, like I don't.
I mean, the car alone, that's something
Right.
that somebody wants to sit on the shelf. I can
Yeah.
guarantee that.
I mean, now you can find any number of things. You just go to like back to, was it bttf.com, I think is like their official merchandise store where you can get like official replicas and stuff of like the hoverboard and
yeah.
miniatures and all these different things. I mean, I've been subscribed to their newsletter for a long time. They have all these limited edition prints and all this stuff. It's really neat to see some of the stuff that they've come out with. I haven't spent any money to get it, but get anything, but I'd like to. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to have some of the like Hot Wheel cars and stuff like that. Would look pretty cool.
I remember back, I guess it was in the late 90s, I went through a long phase of doing like models.
Same.
And I remember seeing like AMT models of the DeLorean in all three versions. So like you have the white wall version,
Right.
you have the, well, actually it was more than three. You had the white wall version, the train tire version, the flying version, and then the original plutonium version.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's genius. what a great way to sell the same set 4 times.
It just changed the wheels essentially.
Yeah, I mean, because you could, I mean,
And
they
add Mr.
they
Fusion.
had the parts, so you could do like any one of them. But like me being me, I would have gotten 4 of them so I could
Right.
have all of them.
It's like Lego redoing the Millennium Falcon as many times as
Yeah,
they
no
have.
Right.
kidding.
And selling like crazy.
And they
each time.
keep selling it like crazy.
Just make it bigger.
Yeah, just
Just
make it,
make
a
it
little
bigger.
bit.
Yeah.
A few hundred extra pieces.
A few $100 more too.
Yeah, and then like I kind of mentioned, there's a lot of documentaries that are out there. A lot of them you can find on Amazon Prime to watch.
The Back in Time one was originally released on YouTube. It was like a Kickstarter thing, and then like almost at the same time, it came out on Netflix. Because the first time I heard about it was it just showed up on Netflix, and this was around 2015, and I'm like, oh, what's this documentary? Great, I'll watch this. And yeah, there's some behind the scenes stuff and all that, but that one seems to be more focused on the phenomenon with the fans. So there's a lot of stuff on there with like super fans, people collecting DeLoreans and putting them in car shows, and people having Back to the Future weddings, and
Yeah, I'm
the
not-
cast showing up to their weddings. And
Not that big a fan.
I mean,
I love it.
I'm not a. The only thing I like about that particular documentary is that introduced me to the band, the Flux Capacitors, which
great
is a
name for a
tribute band, and all of them dress up as characters from the movie.
That's awesome.
And then whenever they start Power of Love, they have a guy come out with a megaphone and start yelling at him to tone it down because it's too loud. I mean, that's genius.
Yeah, I mean they've definitely got that set up. I wonder if they've been to St. Louis.
I think they're
Or
only
just
like a
local?
Southern California local band. Because I looked up to see if they were like touring anywhere, and they had like 2 dates. And they were like, oh boy, like Rancho Cucamonga, hooray.
Yeah, I guess once 2015 came and went, that was probably the
They definitely got a publicity boost with there.
yeah. So Out of Time is another good one that's available. So it's kind of about saving one of the original DeLoreans and getting it restored back to.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good
I
documentary.
forgot about that one.
I'll definitely want to check that one out.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, Bob Gale is actually involved in that. A lot of interviews with him.
He's
On that.
kind of carried the Back to the Future torch more than
Yeah.
like anyone.
Right.
I mean, Neil Canton kind of. Zemeckis, yeah, depends on the day, but Bob Gale is like anything. Well, I mean, everything that has to have his and Zemeckis' approval. But Gale's like,
Like the defender of
oh,
the
yeah.
property.
Oh, yeah. He's like the face of it.
Yeah.
He's almost like the Lucas of it
In a good way.
in a good way.
Yeah. And then there's another one, Fastest DeLorean in the World, where somebody buys a DeLorean, has it restored, and now is like, or was trying to make it like a drag race kind of car or something.
I have not seen this.
Yeah, I want to say I've seen some of it, but I don't recall. So maybe
0 to 88 in 2 seconds.
yeah.
In a DeLorean, yeah.
So speaking of DeLoreans, when I went to the National Association of Broadcasters conference in Vegas in
14 or 15?
2014, I think it was. No,
It's 15. It was February 15.
it was a couple. It was not long after I went to CES, so that was 2015,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I actually got to stand and have my picture taken with next to one of the original DeLoreans from
That's
the movie.
This guy.
Because, so Pat Flynn, who was the keynote speaker of that conference, he's a big Back to the Future, so they somehow arranged for, because there's this big car display place there in Vegas, of course. So they were able to bring it over, and it's the one that actually, when you're at the Lone Pine Mall, the truck opens and the DeLorean that backs out there, that's the one. So I mean, they had so many different DeLoreans used for all that, the different shots. And they kind of go into really good detail on this one audiobook, We Don't Need Roads or something like that, by Cassine Gaines. So it's a really good audiobook that I've been listening to a little bit more lately. I've listened to it through once, but going back through it again.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I know. So we were listening
Science.
to it driving over here, and they were talking about how they had to do how they had to like chop into the different ones so they could place cameras for a lot of the different shots and stuff because limited room.
Yeah.
Obviously, the DeLorean by itself was not very big, and then you start throwing in all the quote unquote time machine stuff.
Well, and cameras weren't that little back then either.
Now they're a lot bigger. Yeah. Nowadays you get 4K 60 frames per second in these small little phones.
I say there's been a couple movies that have completely been shot on like iPhones. And then in fact there's one on Netflix right now.
Right.
At least there was last time I checked.
So a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. So plenty of stuff out there for people that want to learn more.
Oh yeah.
Video games.
For better or worse.
Yeah. Briefly played the NES version of Back to the Future. Horrible.
It's garbage.
LJN, extremely hard.
Oh.
Bob Gale publicly came out and said, "Don't buy it. It's horrible."
Yep.
But that was, I mean, they didn't want his input on it,
Yeah.
and he tried, and they were like, "Here, this is what we have," and he's like, "Yeah, this is not good. You need to change things." They're like, "Nope, it's too far in the process."
Yeah.
So he's like, "All right,
Don't buy
you
it.
people shouldn't buy this,"
Yeah.
and it's garbage.
Right.
Man, I can only imagine like having rights to a property and being like, this only gonna work if I can put input in, and then and then I think, oh nope, too far along in the process. Sorry.
Yeah, it's too late for your
Yeah,
input.
it sucks.
And then part 2 and 3. So I know I've played it on a ROM on one of my
I have the card.
SNES card.
It's challenging.
Yeah. But isn't the first level where you start off on a horse ride and you're trying to do something with Emmett? Because I think you can play either the second or the third. I think I've tried the third, and you start out, you're Emmett on a horse, and I can't get past that. I'm like, no, it's like a rage quitting kind of game.
So it's like 2 parts, and like the first part is like 2, even though it really has not a lot to do with 2, where it's you go in these levels, which are, if I remember, it's been a long time, but it's like you're trying to collect pieces of the almanac that Biff has hidden all over, and you have to go through all these different areas to try to find them. And then if you successfully do all this, then you go back to the west and you do. But there's like, you actually do get to fly the car. But it's
So I guess
it's tough.
I guess I haven't played the NES version. I must be thinking of the Sega Genesis version.
That could be because the second one, I mean, it's 2 and 3 lumped together, but it goes chronologically through 2 and then 3. But I never got to the 3 part.
Yeah.
If you want to fly the car and not rage quit, you could always play Rocket League.
That's
because it's
true.
in there.
Yeah. And
That's true.
It was one of the only car packs I've ever bought for Rocket League.
It was the
DeLorean.
first one too.
I think I did too.
It's great. You know, it's got the little noise and stuff, and you see the little trails from the tires when you're using your boost. That's cool.
I might have to get that one too now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
To me, it was worth a few bucks. I think it was.
I got the Jurassic Park one.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever played the Sega one.
Yeah.
I knew of it, but
And then there's that run from Telltale Games.
I love that one.
I find it so corny.
Didn't
It
get a
is.
chance to
It
play
is. It's very corny. It's like part 4.
Okay. So like the Ghostbusters game that was supposed to be kind of part 3. Kind of.
It's kind of like, it's along those lines, yeah.
I know part of it is where something happened with Doc Brown, and you start out by they're
He's been
auctioning
like
off.
missing for like months,
Yeah.
and it's like 90, or not 90, it's like 86, 87.
Yeah,
It's like a year or 2 after the movies, supposedly.
Yeah, George and Marty are like at Doc's place trying to go through and get rid of stuff and try to find clues, and Biff's being a dick again, and now Biff. And I was like, I heard that so many times. Like, I'm done. I can't do this.
It's Yeah, that scene is every scene with George McFly just kind of makes me want to punch him. But whenever you go back, so it goes back to 1931, I want to say, and like Doc's like a 17 or something, and it's the actual Doc goes back there and is like jailed for a crime he didn't commit, and hijinks ensue, and there's like at one point, like, you think you fix the past, but you end up creating a Doc who grows up to become like a Hitler type. And like he creates like this, I mean, it's like a technological utopia, but it's very fascist, and it's a strange thing. But I mean, you travel back and forth several times. I found it quite amusing. Once you get past episode 1, now Bev, you can get a lot of that.
So as we mentioned, not really a whole lot of toys back in the day of the height of the film releases.
Like in the last, I'd say, 10, 15 years, there have been more collectible type. Not really even toys, just more like premium models of like the DeLorean and
Right.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's either that, the shoes, or the hoverboard. You know, which one?
Yeah,
I have seen action figures, but I don't know when they were made.
Oh,
not from back then. I know that.
No, they're like current.
Yeah,
but could you imagine like growing up? Like, I feel like it could have even gotten a little bit bigger if they did have those. Like, even if it was like a cheaper version of the DeLorean, like having the gull wing doors and actually being able to use them.
Because I mean, they did that with the Mask toy, which was used as a Camaro, the leader from Mask.
boy, that's a name that I always forget about.
I know, such a good cartoon.
I don't remember like a thing about it, but I remember I loved it when I was like 4.
Yeah, for those of you that are in our Facebook group, periodically I'll try to share some of those clips or episodes once in a while when I find them. It's like, oh, I think people like to watch that. Yeah, you never know what we'll throw in there on the Facebook group.
Yeah, I threw in Brave Star the other day. I was like, does anybody else even know about this?
Oh, gosh. There's actually been reported, it's been a while since there's been like any news updates on this, about a potential musical based. So this would be like a Broadway musical, like
that
a full-fledged experience, I guess.
Let's hope it doesn't turn out like the Spider-Man one did.
Right, where that just like went down quick.
I mean, are they gonna have? Is it gonna be like dangerous for the cast? Is it gonna have like actual trail of fire?
Yeah,
people getting set on fire.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how they would really do something like that, though.
I don't know.
You know, I can kind of see it, and it's gonna be like, the different times in the periods and like using that to their advantage, and I could kind of see it working, but it's going to be a lot less of like the cool stage props like the DeLorean itself or like the clock tower. Like, you can kind of see it. Those
see the set pieces, but like anything that's moving, I could see it like being off stage. Like you hear the sound effect, but you don't actually see it. But like the dramatic set pieces, I could see those. Yeah, maybe they could do it that way.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be something that actually turns out to be.
I would be curious.
Yeah. And then pop culture references. We kind of discussed a few of them. I mean, things like being able to get the DeLorean in Rocket League. There's been mentions of episodes in Family Guy and stuff like that. Yeah,
they've referenced that so many times.
Yeah, I really.
Like, I think my favorite one is whenever Stewie's up on on the roof, and Michael J. Fox goes, "Stewie, I have to tell you about the future." He's like, "What? I have to tell you about the future." And he goes, "Oh no, Michael, I have to tell you about your future."
Ooh.
And I lost it.
Yeah.
I still have to see Ready Player One.
I know.
And it's more of like a curiosity thing. I understand that there's a decent amount of people that didn't quite like it. But then, like, guess for those of us who didn't read the book, kind of like it a little more.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't have that baggage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which I totally get the baggage. But
Oh, for sure.
at the same time, it's a different medium.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with licenses on top of that. So you got two big issues to deal with there.
Yeah, but I just remember seeing the trailers and stuff for Ready Player One and seeing the DeLorean. It's like, oh my God.
I know
Just
you.
hearing that iconic sound of that like engine whine. Mm-hmm. It's
I always put that whine and the sound of a proton pack starting up kind of in the same category. Like, there's no other sound like those two sounds.
Right.
And it makes me happy, both of them.
yeah.
The Doctor Who goodness.
TARDIS sound?
Yep.
Okay, there's 3 in that category.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
the T-Rex roar?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is played over and it's so overplayed.
Yeah.
And it's so good though.
It is. It's good, yeah. And then there's been references in Rick and Morty. I mean, obviously there's going to be so many different
Say Rick and Morty itself is like a satire of Back to the Future.
right because
That
you
and
know,
Doctor Who kind of all in one.
Yeah. You throw Doctor Who and Back to the Future in a blender, make it a little more vile, and that's Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
'cause, I mean, Rick looks like Doc.
Yeah, he's like a drunk dog.
Morty looks like Marty, and then the single syllable Rick, Doc, Marty, Morty.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Marty, and it's one letter off.
yeah,
And even the way Morty sounds kind of similar to how Marty sounded in the cartoon. It's got the kind of like high pitch kind of,
Oh gee.
yeah, almost
Rick,
whiny kind of. That was too good.
gosh. No, this franchise, and I completely agree with Gale and Zemeckis. Do not make a 4th one.
No, yeah, it's fine how it
Yeah.
is. Let it be. If they want to reboot it after we're all dead and in the ground, that's fine.
My God, I just cannot imagine.
I'm calling it 30 years from now.
I just cannot imagine doing this without Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. I mean, and they're just not able to do anything like that right now.
And even like looking at it story wise, like you look at a lot of the reboots that have come out, they kind of dumb it down from the original content, and I'm afraid that's exactly what they're going to do with this.
I mean, it would absolutely have to be in the hands of the right director, and I mean, you know how Hollywood works. That doesn't always.
Yeah,
It's usually not the case.
let's
Right.
put Paul Feig to direct it. No,
No, just leave this franchise as it is.
yeah, like I'm okay with like the Telltale, which is kind of like a part 4.
Are you saying leave this
But it's-
franchise back in the past?
Yeah. Leave it where it is.
See what you did there? I did.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much about all I can think of for this episode.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And yeah, we've been going for quite a while on this. So
We have.
appreciate everybody for sticking with us throughout this episode. Kinda
This
cold.
might be a multiple parter if you're listening with your earballs, but for us, I think we're just going to throw it all in one episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to push it out at one time.
Again, one of the most iconic cars in probably movie cinema history ever, and since then, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of famous vehicles, but the DeLorean has always got to be mentioned. And there's even a recent Walmart commercial where the DeLorean makes an appearance. I forgot to mention that until, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen that commercial yet.
Kevin, I don't watch commercials.
Well, I don't either unless it's online.
Oh, fair point.
And I saw this like, there it is. It just comes, you hear the re-entry noise and it comes flying around and then lands and you hear the door open. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
This is one of those series that I'd put kind of at the top of my list. Like if I could go back and see it for the very first time without knowing anything about it in the theater, this would be one of those series.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be able to experience it as an adult,
new with everyone else.
With everyone else, like I think that'd be so.
To just be able to hear and have those discussions after seeing it for the first time without being able to say, "Oh, yeah, I've seen it 20 times," and over 30 years,
and then arguing over the fact whether or not they're going to make a second one.
Right.
Right.
Do you really think they could do a second one? No, they're not going to do that. Sure, they're going to.
Well, why did they leave off in a cliffhanger?
Yeah. When do you think they're going to do it? Well, they're not going to wait 4 or 5 years. Actually, yeah. So hopefully everybody else enjoys it. I mean, I know not everything is for everybody. Some people like some things, some people like others.
Yeah, I could totally see there's an episode here or there that our audience might skip just because that's not what they're into. And that's okay. Like, we're kind of just trying to cover what we're into, but also like gather some suggestions along the way. And maybe out of the three of us, there's got to be at least one of us that's kind of into something in there.
Right.
So,
but definitely keep sending those emails with suggestions. So we do take those very seriously, and more than likely it's going to be on our radar already. But hey, if we know that you want to hear about it, it can help us readjust our release schedule and what we're going to cover with our topics.
Plus, sometimes we forget.
Yep. We can easily forget, but we do put that stuff in our little notes to do on further future episodes. But no, it was great. Always make sure to visit us online. So you can always follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Back to Past Pod. And then there's always the website, which is either backtothepastpodcast.com or backtothepastpod. They'll both get you to the same place. And we're actually thinking of doing some little news stories possibly in the future. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
So if you're hearing this, you don't have to listen to this podcast in order. That's what's great. It's not sequential. Everyone is intended to just live on in its own. So, one-off thing. So what do you think, guys?
I think that about does it.
I think I'm going to go rewatch it this weekend.
Yeah. Well,
again.
Yeah, all this talking, I have to watch it again.
It's a great snowy day weather. But if it is snowing or raining, bitter cold, and you don't want to go outside, it's a great way to kill 4 or 5 hours.
Or 6 if you do all 3. Like I probably will.
Yeah, definitely a great way to do it. So thank you all for listening, and we'll definitely catch you online. But until then, we will see you when we get back from the past.
Delta Airlines just turned 100 and is already shaping the next century of flight with the Delta Sustainable Skies Lab. Here, they're building the future of flight. Think electric air taxis and next-gen aircraft aiming to cut fuel burn significantly. And this isn't just future talk. Today, their fleet of Boeing 737s have marine-like finlets designed to reshape airflow that reduces drag. The future of travel is more sustainable, and Delta's leading the way. Learn more at delta.com/sustainability.